again. Continue is... I don't remember what happens if I continue. Right, that's just like... Okay. You just get to the ending again. Except we already did that. We completed the game once, and we got the, quote, good ending, which is also the boring ending. Because I basically just try to be nice, and hey, what if we don't slay the princess? This time, I'm gonna be more stabby. See a princess, stab a princess. Stabby.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Let's see. Reward?
Yes, but you'll have to slay her before you get it.
Oh boy! Killing is... Can't someone else do this?
Unfortunately, you're the only one who can pull this off. I don't make the rules. I wish I did, but I don't.
Oh, okay. Have you considered that maybe I'm okay with the world ending?
Of course I haven't. Why would I even consider that? Nobody wants the world to end.
Oh, hello everybody, and was there a... I didn't see the bear, or hear the bear. I'm gonna send a backup bear just in case. Wait, no. Ah, the software for that didn't load. One moment. Hello, Jeff. Let me just load the TITS software. What it's called, the Twitch Integrated Throwing System. The TITS. Let me just load my TITS. Yes, hello, Jeff. I think I said that. I forgot. Hello, Jeff. So I played through this once before, as I said, and we got the good ending, which is the boring ending. Let me just confirm if the oh, okay, that was a bear, and back into the game. Yeah. So this time we're gonna just like stab some more.
Maybe some people do, like nihilists or very, very evil people, but surely you're not one of those, right?
Maybe. Let's see. Can you tell me what my price is going to be for doing a good job?
It's a secret, but I think you'll like it. It's a special reward, just for you. Whatever you think it might be, I can promise you it's going to be even better than your wildest imagination.
Well, that's all I need. I've always wanted to offer Monarch. Viva la Revolution!
That's the spirit.
Yay!
You make your way up the short path to the cabin.
Oh, there.
Find the princess within.
Thank you for the follow. Was the follow alert like really slow there? I saw it happening. It was just like a white square for a while, and then you just like ran for like half a second instead. I'm gonna try and replay it. Let's see what happens. Yeah, that's what's supposed to happen. Anyway, thanks for the follow. Let's assume it's just the Twitch alert system being really buggy again. It is really buggy for some reason, despite it being their own system.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them.
Well, it depends on the princess, I suppose.
Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
See the cabin.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
How do I
You take the blade
lick
from
it?
the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it.
When do I get the option to lick the knife? Is there going to be one
Door
of
to the
those
basement
actually?
creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below.
Stabby
This
icon.
is an oppressive place.
Stab
The air
orb.
feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood.
Stab orb
If the
spot.
princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
I think I'm supposed to kill you.
Oh, are you now? Why don't you come down and let me take a look at you?
Break
Okay.
up. You gave away the element of surprise. Good luck, hero. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world?
Yeah, so I did learn that if you walk into the basement without the knife, she's like much more cutesy. If you walk down with the knife, this is how she like becomes instead.
Focus on the task at hand.
You weren't kidding when you said you were here to kill me.
Yeah, it wasn't a joke.
I know. You brought a knife with you and everything. But you don't have to try and kill me. You could always toss that scrap of metal to the ground and give the two of us a chance to talk things out.
Oh yeah, the text is being weird for some reason.
She makes a compelling point. What if we didn't kill her? What if we just dropped the blade and talked? Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster, but killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us.
Tighten your grip.
You ignore the trembling in your hands and tighten your grip on the blade.
You poor thing. Your hands are shaking. Are you scared of me? Because you should be.
You step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
Oh? No talking then? Fine. What even makes you think you can kill me? I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it. So, you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
She's unarmed.
Ooh.
If you hesitate now, it'll be too late. End this.
What if she isn't bluffing? What if she kills us? Sure, she's not armed, but she has 2 arms. I'm sorry, can't we just talk? I'm not dropping the blade. Drop the blade, slay the princess. What if she isn't
You
bluffing?
go into this expecting to die, you're going to die.
Hesitating? Why don't you drop the knife and the two of us can be civilized with each other?
I'm not dropping the blade.
Then I'm not talking to you.
Oh. Fine. I guess we're not at an impasse, or squint.
You stare at the princess, squinting.
I squint at you.
She squints back.
Ah, it hurts.
The two of you are going to do this forever, aren't you?
Squint more.
You squint even harder. So does she.
Ah.
At least nobody's dying right now. You're going to have to make a choice. You can't keep squinting forever. Eventually, someone is going to have to blink.
Oh god, not blinking. Oh, I thought we could do like a funny thing here. Slay!
You charge the princess, blade trembling in your hand, but you've already lost the battle.
Oh.
She casually sidesteps your thrust before knocking you to the ground with a single blow from her elbow.
Oh.
Shouldn't have hesitated.
But she doesn't stop there. She kicks you a few times for good measure, the pointed tip of her shoes feeling like a pickaxe against your fracturing bones, making sure you stay down.
Okay,
As you
calm
lie,
down, bear.
crushed and broken on the basement floor, the princess kneels on your throat with the kind of weight you didn't think her slight frame could possibly possess. As you gasp for air, she eyes you with an intense curiosity. You shouldn't have let that fear creep into your heart. You had the upper hand, and now look at you.
Is this really the best you could do? Look at you. Completely broken. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a little disappointed.
She applies more pressure, slowly squeezing what's left of your life out of your lungs.
This is the end, isn't it?
I'm afraid it is. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Well, it's... You two siblings
You're
are
on a
weird, you know
path
that, right?
In the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Wait, what was the chapter name? I missed that. Can I...
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
It's... So, I'm not really the type. Also, I'm not really one for women to begin with. It's mostly just Bear and Arbani who have a specific type. Yeah, as Arbani said. Which is why they want me to play this game, I suppose. She's gonna kill me again.
Again? People don't die twice. You haven't even met the princess, and I hardly think she'd be capable of killing someone as skilled and courageous as yourself. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. You know I can hear you, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me. What does it matter what he knows?
Oh, they're
There's
broken
nothing
again.
we can do to stop her. She's just going to kill us again.
Blink. Blink.
She is not going to kill you unless you let her. But slaying the princess and saving the world is going to be much more difficult than it has to be if you spend the whole time second-guessing yourself.
Blink. 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 Sit to the cabin.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will... We might as well just pledge ourselves to her and stop pretending we're capable of doing anything in this situation. She probably doesn't even need to try to overpower us.
Oh wait, is this the one where she's like a god?
Can we tone down the pessimism just a smidge? I'm not being a pessimist. I'm just being realistic.
We got this before though.
You're being annoying. Just ignore their bickering, and whatever you do, don't pledge yourself to her. I cannot stress enough how absolutely catastrophic that would be for everyone, yourself included. I agree. If she's wrongfully imprisoned, then we should rescue her, but if he's telling the truth, we shouldn't just hand her the world on a silver platter. Rescue her? Given the stakes of the situation, there isn't really a difference between rescuing her and pledging yourself to her. Either would be terrible. So please try to ignore both of those knuckleheads and focus on saving the world. Let's not make this harder than it has to be. If that's what you want, I guess I don't have a say here.
Cabin.
The
yeah.
interior of the cabin is larger and more grandiose than its humble exterior would suggest. The only furniture of note is a massive marble altar with a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. Why do we feel so small? We don't feel small. We are small.
So I should ask, is there ever any point to like checking out the mirror here, or is it always going to be like we see a mirror, no, there's not a mirror here, we approach the mirror, see, there's no mirror here, well, there's a mirror, and you touch it and there's no mirror? Like, is there ever anything else that happens with that, or is it just like a little bit more banter with whatever extra voice you have this that time? Well, last time I checked out the mirror every time. What if I just ignore it? I don't know. Take the blade.
Take the blade from the altar. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
Into basement. Yeah, I remember the narrator and the
door
mirror
to
breaking at the
basement
end.
creaks open, revealing a spiral staircase. Its steps almost as deep as you are tall. The smell of incense drifts up from below. For a moment, you almost feel at ease. This is actually kind of nice.
It's still a stone basement. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
I mean, what kind of basement would it have to be for it not to be a favor?
Her booming voice rolls up the stairs.
Is that a guest I hear? Don't linger on the stairs. Come down and witness me.
Oh boy.
You weren't kidding when you said it was booming. She wasn't like this last time. We need to get down there. She wants us to see her. We need to see her.
Should we be worried about your sudden change in attitude? Just a few minutes ago you were going on about how pointless everything was. Now you want to go down there.
It doesn't matter what that little voice says. He's not the one making the decisions. Though if his ramblings get you to the princess, they get you to the princess. Making your way down the spiral staircase is a time-consuming and exhausting effort, every step requiring you to clamber over one edge before dropping to the next. But soon the end comes into view, and you tumble to the bottom, entering the vast, temple-like room beyond.
Calm down, bear.
The princess towers over you, almost glowing in the weak starlight, her figure framed by a stained glass window. Her long hair billows around her, and a chain binds her wrist to the far wall. The chain is nothing to her. It might as well be a toy for all the good it would do. I told you it was pointless to resist her.
The little bird has returned to me. I wonder what he wants. You brought that knife again, even though you know it's useless. Such charming audacity. Drop it.
Tighten my grip.
As if on command, the blade slips from your grasp. It clatters uselessly to the floor. But we didn't drop it. We decided to grip it tighter, remember? Are you really just going to let that happen to us?
A bear mat. A nice bear mat to adorn the floor.
I have a duty to report facts as facts, and the fact is that you dropped the blade. Of course we dropped it. She's so much more than us. You wouldn't understand what it feels like to be in her presence. Oh, I understand what's going on, and you'd better snap yourself out of it.
Kneel.
I don't wanna. No.
Oh, are you still trying to defy me? I said kneel.
Your legs buckle, and your knees hit the floor.
That's my good little bird. Now, why don't we talk? The last time we met, you couldn't even scratch me. And yet here you are again, trying to succeed where you've already catastrophically failed. What draws you back here beyond the empty halls of death? Speak.
The last time we met? I suppose that lends credence to our conversation in the woods. Still, whatever you do, don't tell her why you're here. It's best not to give her any ideas.
No.
Perhaps you need another lesson in submitting to your betters. Pick up that needle.
You say needle, but it's not a needle.
It's what she wants.
No objections here. I don't know what she's planning, and I don't like that we don't know what she's planning, but we might as well pick up the blade. As your eye falls on the blade, you feel a weight. Some divine hand that sits unperceived by your senses, but that manages to push you towards its desires like an unseen puppeteer.
Oh. Why? Why are you going to... I'm going to... Okay, you're not kidding about the divine hand who's doing this. Is there... No. Pick up the blade.
You reach forward and grasp the blade.
Stand.
This one's easy. See? This isn't so bad.
Okay, yeah. We can do that. We were probably going to stand anyway.
I hate you. I hate you so much. All of you. Stop making me do things. I'm going to kneel here forever.
You
Stand.
can feel a creaking tension between body and will as you slowly rise to your feet, like two foes forced into an unhappy truce. The princess eyes you with soft contemplation. The moment seems to last a lifetime, the silent anticipation of what's to come dragging out the long, painful seconds. But all silences are broken eventually.
Squint battle.
To define me is to claim we stand on level ground. We do not. You are quiet shadow, while I am brilliant radiance. Take that knife in your hand and slit your throat.
What? You don't have to listen to her. You're armed. Just steel your nerves, step forward, and end this.
I haven't had many options before. End this. Yes, end this. Let's end this.
Oh, we'll end this all right.
Your hand lifts the blade and brings it towards your throat. Okay, I apologize for the unclear language. End her.
Ah, is that an option? Slay the princess.
Your body is sluggish and unresponsive, actively fighting against you, but you do your best to stagger forward. One step at a time, you move towards the princess.
Slitting your throat would have been a mercy, but it seems you're in need of a harsher lesson.
Stop it! You're just encouraging chat.
Plunge that knife into your lungs.
I'm sorry.
Don't. As you take another step forward, the blade digs into your ribs, slicing through flesh with ease. It somehow feels like an entirely natural thing to do, while the simple act of walking has become an arduous impossibility. Then it slides back out, the wound burning as a small hiss of air escapes through the fresh orifice. Blood fills your lungs.
This is not the kind of stabbing I came here for. I meant to stab you, not me.
Now, do it again. Keep doing it until I give you permission to stop.
Those are just words. You don't have to listen to her.
It's what she wants.
Shut up, you.
You, heroic one, what are you doing? Don't just let this happen. Stop him from killing you. I'm on it. Your other hand locks around your wrist, struggling to keep it from perforating vital organs. But the blade still flails towards you, managing to slice bits of skin that plop to the floor to join the growing pile of blood and gore beneath you. Despite the pain, you manage to keep yourself in one piece, at least for now.
A little messy, but we're still alive.
What a pitiful display. A wounded little bird thinking it can defy a god. It doesn't have to be like this. It doesn't have to hurt so much. You can choose a gentle end. You can choose to leave that punctured vessel for the next.
Slay the princess.
Or you can pathetically struggle against yourself until the floor of this temple is painted with the bloody impressions of your futility.
You continue to approach the princess, even as the repeated gouges of your blade expose bone and muscle to the open air of the basement.
Uh-huh.
You know, this would be a lot easier if you gave us a hand. My influence only goes so far, and I can only juggle so many things at once. The best I can do right now is to continue to drive you forward. Believe me, this whole ordeal would be so much easier if I didn't have to contend with free will.
You're the one making things difficult. You're the one making us hurt. She doesn't want to hurt us. She's just doing what she has to.
Stop.
Oh?
As you finish crossing the room, you fall to your knees at the princess's feet, your chest heaving as your blood pools in the crevices of the stone floor, the coppery taste coating your throat.
Copper. Oh!
The princess kneels down, lifting your chin with her finger as her face lowers to yours.
Your devotion is misplaced. You've surrendered to delusion. But something about your defiant spirit speaks to me. You are different than you were before. Perhaps, if you've learned your lesson, I can spare you from the release of death. There's a place at my side for you, if you'll have it. Not as an equal, but as something worthy to be kept. A priest, perhaps, or a pet.
Well, that's the meaning, isn't it? Yes, how thoughtful of her.
It's a mercy. Take it.
I think he's given up whatever say he had at the start of all this. At least one of you is sane. She's within striking distance, and she's only negotiating now because she knows you have what it takes to put an end to her. Seize the moment before it's too late.
Okay, let's put Bear in a little cage, little bird cage hanging from the ceiling where Bear can dance away all day. Narabani, footstool. Slay the princess.
No.
Yes, though your body trembles, struggling to defend itself in the face of the princess's overwhelming will, you finally manage to break through, darting to her side before she can react. The wind of your freedom rushes through you, and you channel it into a decisive blow, stabbing into the soft flesh of her ankle and severing the tendons in an act of unyielding defiance.
Aha! She's bleeding. Now she'll bleed to death. Oh,
She
that's
falls
a
to
big
the
cut.
floor, crashing unceremoniously to her knees. But you don't give her any time to recover. Your heart pounding with determination, you plunge your blade into her chest. As you find your target again and again, she laughs, crude emotion breaking through her once stony composure as your blade cuts her flesh.
We can do this, can't we?
Tap.
You always could. The decision to give you this task was not made lightly. You're here for a reason.
Gosh, I love them crazy. Arabani? Really?
It's not too late to pick up the pieces. It's not too late to toss that blade aside and beg for forgiveness.
Shut up.
I can't believe you would actually strike me. You
Tap.
You worm, you defiler! You don't know the consequences of your arrogance!
Tap.
Before you can strike the final blow, the princess lashes out, knocking you off your feet. There's an unsettling wet pop as your spine breaks, numbness and pain spreading through your body. As you rebound towards the ceiling in a moment of disorientated lightness, she drives her fist into your chest.
Ha!
Your body is crushed as she pulverizes you into the floor, the ground itself breaking from the impact. You lie there, broken, beyond pain, unable to even see what she's done to you. But the princess is succumbing to her own wounds as well. She looks down upon her body in abject horror and disgust.
You made me use my hands. I can feel myself twisting into something new, something dull, something defiled. What have you done to me?
Stab.
You're monsters and conspirators. I can't bear to watch this.
The princess has been nothing but cruel to you. You should feel liberated by her fall.
but I don't feel liberated. I feel empty.
Oh, shut up, you.
Aside from the pain, I feel fine. She collapses
Oh.
to the floor.
Achievement.
Her glassy eyes watch, unblinking, yet somehow still full of anguish and fear, as the two of you perish together.
Achievement, God Killer. Slayer better. I slayed the princess!
I suppose we were never gonna get a happy ending here, were we? Don't let those be your final thoughts. You saved the world. That's worth something, I guess. Regardless of how you feel about it, it's finally over. Thank you. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Chapter 3, The Fury? This... Oh.
You're on a path in the woods.
What?
And at the end of the path... Okay, what the hell is that?
Okay. So previously we've never had like more than like previously okay, shut up you. Wait, every third chapter was basically we walk to the end and we walk to the cabin and see there's like a weird princess version of her there. No, wait. No, basically at the end of every second chapter, she would be enveloped in like a bunch of hands, and then we get to the third chapter, and she will be like at the top of the hill, being another thing. But this is something else. Yeah, okay, I agree with your sobbing now.
I think he's upset.
Yeah.
What's he got to be upset about? We just killed a god.
Stubborn. Ooh. Yes, there's a new voice. We never had like two new voices at the same time.
Exactly. You heathens destroyed the most beautiful thing that ever was. And ever will be.
Can't say I have much sympathy for you. She was bad for us and you almost got us killed. You're being too generous. You did get us killed. Alright, enough chatter. Got a thing I'm supposed to do, and if you don't mind, I'd like to do it without any more interruptions. Okay, great, you're listening. You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a... If your thing is telling us about the princess, don't waste your breath. We know all about her, and it's hardly a path in the woods at this point, is it?
Yeah, does he remember this time?
Look, if the world around you is changing, especially all the way out here, then that means you're nearing the point of no return. Whatever happens next, that's it. There won't be any more do-overs. So you'd better take things seriously.
It feels like I'm being pulled in 100 different directions. You'd better all listen to me when the time has come to make a choice. If we hit this point of no return you mentioned, then what happens? No matter what happens next, it seems like our answers are at the cabin. We might as well see this through. I'm done with this. Bye. Silently proceed to the cabin. I'm tempted to just go away, but well, let's see what happens. If we hit this point of no return, what happens?
Then what happens? Have you even been listening? It's the end.
Oh, that's what
is
you mean.
Happens. Yeah, but is there something after the end? How am I supposed to know? The end means finality. It's not like I can just peek on over to the other side and tell you what it's like there. If there even is a there, it doesn't matter because we're going to win. Now that's exactly the sort of mindset I like to see. Don't let yourself be consumed with self-doubt. Don't flirt with oblivion. Just focus on the present and everything will be absolutely fine.
It feels like I'm being pulled in 100 different
So
directions.
what if I'm speaking my mind? It's not like I've ever really gotten a say in things.
But you're the one who started stabbing us.
What a crock of shit. Yeah, you stabbed us last time. Repeatedly.
Yeah.
It didn't even work. It doesn't count.
Didn't even work.
We died.
Yeah.
If you didn't submit to her, for all we know, that wouldn't have happened.
It's the punishment you all deserved for not listening to me.
Aside from our sulking friend, I don't think you have much to worry about. You're still the one in charge here, and I don't think that's ever going to change.
Second he tries something, I'll put a stop to it.
We might as well see this through. Proceed to the cabin.
Good.
Oh,
We're all on the
God.
same page.
It isn't long before you find yourself at the end of the path, staring up at the cabin on the hill. You'll find the princess within, as I'm sure you already know. End her.
Squelchy walking sounds.
That's it? No final words of advice?
I'd rather not waste any more time. I'm sure that any advice I'd give at this point is something you've already heard.
If there's still a princess at the cabin, maybe we can salvage things. Maybe if we just grovel and apologize, things can go back to how they were before.
Oh, cut it out, will you? We need to be tough right now, and you're making it so much harder than it has to be, so stop whining. The interior of the cabin is a place that feels long forgotten. There was once an elegance to its construction, carved marble columns holding a high arched roof, vaulted windows letting in the weak starlight.
It's a mirror, yeah.
But that is how it was. Now there is a growth that has overtaken it. A viscous fluid seeps from cracks in the stone walls, and it congeals into chaotic streaks of writhing nerves and wet clumps of living meat.
I don't suppose this is because I didn't look at the mirror. I doubt it.
That's horrible. You did this. The only furniture of note is a pulsating pedestal, a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
How are we supposed to get to the basement? There's no door. There's just a mirror where the door used to be.
Mirror? There is no mirror. There's the pedestal, the blade sitting on the pedestal, and the door to the basement. Just tell us where the door is. I'd like to get back to fighting, and if you want us to kill her so bad, I'm sure you feel the same. No,
I don't know what to tell you. There isn't a mirror because I would know if there was a mirror. You're either seeing things or you're confused on the definitions of door and mirror. Or you're seeing things. That seems far more likely.
Did I miss a bit of text there? No.
What are you trying to say exactly?
He thinks we've lost it, that we're succumbing to madness, that something in us has broken.
That's an unnecessarily melodramatic way to describe a hallucination, but sure. I'm not going to waste time arguing with any of you.
It's in our way. Let's just smash it.
Take the blade.
You take the blade from the pedestal. It will be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon. Good. Nothing feels better than gripping cold steel.
Approach the mirror.
You step forward and approach the door to the basement, hesitating before you open it. As if you don't see it. You really don't, do you? How strange. It's a bit grimy.
Why don't we wipe it clean? Wipe what clean? Are you still on about that mirror? It's not real. I'd know about it if it were real. No, we can't doubt our eyes like that. It has to be real.
Smash it. Smash it to pieces. It's the only thing keeping us from her.
Don't you want to know what we'll see in there? We won't be able to see anything if we smash it.
Nah, I'm with him on this one. Smash it. Let's get violent already.
Do whatever you want with it. The mirror isn't real, so how you handle it doesn't matter, aside from wasting dangerous amounts of time.
Smash it.
You bring your fist crashing down against the door leading to the basement.
Aw.
As if on command, it slowly slides open, scraping against the stone floor, its ancient hinges moaning as it reveals the dim path ahead. Why am I not surprised?
You step forward into the darkness. The stairs leading down to the basement are at once both narrow and grandiose. A high vaulted ceiling stretches up into a gloom beyond your sight, while walls wet with tumorous growths press in uncomfortably at your sides. You feel both unprotected and trapped, at once exposed and claustrophobic. The air is thick, its odor an oppressive violence, the metallic scent of fresh blood twisting with the nauseating embers of charred remains. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
Okay, so this time I can agree with that.
Her voice, a bellowing rage, roars up the stairs.
Was severing the tendons of my ascension not enough for you? Was it not enough to rend my divine heart? Come, see the horrors you've wrought upon my flesh, and feel my hands set upon your throat.
Uh-huh.
See how you've soured my once divine melody.
She's so angry with us. Why? Why did you desecrate her? Why couldn't I stop you?
You've got to stop thinking about her like that. It isn't doing anyone any good.
She's not some untouchable god. She's an abomination, and we're going to put an end to her once and for all.
Whatever she is now is our fault. If she's an abomination, then what does that make us?
It doesn't matter what we are. She needs slaying, and we've got the means to do it, so let's get a move on.
If I might interject, you didn't make her into an abomination. She's always been what she is. It's why you're here, and it's why your task is so important.
Okay.
You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. The chamber's walls are painted in blood,
Ha!
a deep, sickening red that drips down in clotted streams onto the charred corpses that make up its floor. This place reeks of torment, of ripped skin and burning bone. The princess stands in its center, muscles flayed and bare and weeping, draped in a tattered dress of her own skin. Her heart beats from its place in her open chest.
Do you know what I'm going to do to you?
There's not so much a moment of hesitation before she steps forward. Her chains pull taut, holding fast as she strains against them. The cuff around her wrist digs deeper into her skin. Blood drips from the place where metal meets flesh.
Hi, Sass. Yes. Stuff is happening.
And then, with a nauseating sound, the skin tears.
Oh,
It drops
gross.
to the ground, and she pulls her red, glistening arm free from her bindings. She is loose, and she is coming for you.
Oh, she's got horns now. And yeah, so okay, yeah, that just happened. Ugh.
Let her end it. It's the punishment you all deserve for what you did to her. It's the punishment I deserve for letting it happen.
Screw that. We can win. We've done it before and we'll do it again, only this time we'll make it out the other side. Hell, she's practically done most of the work for us.
Okay, that heartbeat is very loud. Let her no. What happened to you?
Time happened. You happened. But none of that matters. We're together again, and I'll have my pound of flesh.
Oh,
She bounds across the room, her fists ready, her heart set upon your destruction. With a horrifying
Ah!
squelch, you are unwound. No, that's our stuff. She can't just do that.
is this because I didn't try and slay her right away?
She just did. Unfortunate, I know, but reality is reality.
I don't.
You
Gross.
should all just be grateful she's decided to keep us alive. Even in her defilement, she is merciful.
We're not out for the count just yet.
Oh, you can help us. You give me my insights back. I killed you last time. I swear on everything that I'm going to find a way to kill you again. I only killed you last time because we're going to end the world. We can talk. Muscles back from the sledge. I'm sorry for what I did to you, but you did horrible things to me too. Where is all of this supposed to end? We can't just keep killing each other forever. This is no time for words. Step forward and engage your enemy. Despite
Skin flayed and organs flapping, you charge towards the princess.
flappy organs, go! Oh gosh.
That's right. She'll never stop us.
still you defy your god. I've made the mistake of underestimating your resolve before. Never again.
You swing for her heart. What's left of you explodes.
Ah.
So that's it. It's over, just like that.
Of course it's over. It's been over since the very first moment we laid eyes on her.
This is the final note of your discordant melody. You will not return again, because you will live in that single tone forever.
No! No! It's not over! We're a god killer! We've returned from death itself twice!
Didn't you hear her? We're not dead.
What's the difference?
Ha.
From many perspectives, there isn't one, but functionally, that is, from your perspective, the difference is massive. You are entirely laid bare, spread to each corner of the room, yet you are wholly aware of the state you're in, incapable of movement, but entirely capable of perception. In fact, perceiving your state is the only thing you can currently do. You are preserved, perfectly, in the amber of her torment.
Gross.
We're more than this. We've lost bodies before. We just have to lose this one and make another.
How are we supposed to lose this one? I can't do anything right now. She's not letting me. It's going to get worse. She gets worse every time we get to a new cabin. Shed this vessel for the next. How are we supposed to lose this one?
I don't know. You're the one who makes things happen, so make it happen.
It's going to get worse.
Who said anything about getting to a new cabin? No, we make something new here.
Oh?
It won't matter if you do. She'll just pull us apart again.
And preferably, we make something without him.
Shed this vessel.
Absolutely not. I refuse to let you just decide to die with your task unfinished. If you die here, the world is doomed.
But then what do we do? But you do die. There is a great release as you lose your grip on what's left of your flesh and blood. And yet you are still here.
Your Honor, where the hell are you? Are you already at the princess?
Oh. Are we just like a little flesh pile that's just gonna try and like undulate towards her and nibble at her toes?
This place is different. Rotten. Death all around us. I want to go back.
Oh, they hunted.
So you've returned already, and I remain here. Is this our final destination?
The princess tilts her head to look at you, and with a gesture, you are unwound. Again? Already?
Clearly I left you with too much room last time. Perhaps this cell will hold you better.
You know what to do. Again.
Oh. Die again. You relinquish your body and again you find yourself here but somewhere else.
Your Honor, she's gorgeous.
Oh, are we going through all the
Absolutely divine.
iterations?
You, guy who describes things, you better start saying what we do this time.
And what are you doing?
Attacking her, obviously.
Right. You charge towards the princess and...
There is no spark in you, only matter devoid of life.
you explode.
Again.
And again. And you are living once more.
You're on a path. We are not on a fucking path. I have no idea where we are.
We're in the middle of a fight, so act like it.
So you are. Okay, you dive towards the princess and we're unwound. Yes, her head swivels creakily on her neck, fire in her eyes as your body unravels with blinding pain.
No.
Again.
Again! You have no body, you exist, you are reborn.
Your Honor,
No time. You narrate now.
yes, of course. Pristine blade grasped firmly in your hands, you fly towards the princess before she can turn to face you.
She does have nails in her back.
We might actually do it this time.
I can feel that body of yours slicing through the air. How many more times will I have to scatter you?
As she turns towards you, the very essence of your being begins to flake away. Your muscles, then organs, then nerves laid bare and screaming as the rest of you is stripped of substance.
What if we throw the blade before getting to her?
Oh, boo-hoo. It's just a body.
It just needs to last long enough to sink this blade into her heart.
It doesn't last. You are disintegrated. Everything goes dark.
Oh? But there is no you to die.
How many times do I need to pulverize you before you finally understand? You are nothing. An empty void that dared to dream it was alive.
That feels right.
Huh?
If we're nothing, then why are we still here?
Because we always have been. If we're nothing, then how can we do anything? The same way we always have. Being nothing has never stopped us. Now end this. End her.
You cannot win if you cannot be.
And this. A force races towards the prince's exposed heart. Threads of texture pulled from an all-encompassing nothing. Is that just like flesh bits, or?
How? I scattered the atoms you clung to and there was nothing there to find. You can't exist.
The threads pierce her heart and cradle her spirit.
It's over.
Oh, I think I understand you now. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do the things I did to you. I don't think I knew what I was doing.
Huh? What?
She sounds genuine. They always do in the end.
It's cold, but I'm going to be okay, right?
Oh, now it's cold. Quantum break. Find the means to triumph over an angel scorned. Huh. You do not get the chance to respond. Something has taken her away and has left something else in her
She's
place.
gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
I don't know. I don't know where she went, and I don't know how we even go about looking for her. The narrator is gone.
He is. Does that mean the world ended? He was never going to outlast us.
The world didn't end. We're still here. Come on. We just need to keep going.
Let's look at the mirror.
Something dreadful about it. I don't think you should.
Screw the mirror. We just need to find the princess.
Ignore the cowards. You have to look. You're right. She's gone. It's just us and that awful thing.
It's like it's mocking us.
Don't bother looking for her. I'm sure it's just a waste of time.
Approach.
I'm begging you, don't do this.
The mirror never scared you before.
It's different now. It feels, I don't know, final.
You approach the mirror. My reflection sends silence as you reach forward. They're gone, but the mirror remains. It's time for you to see what's in it. It's you. It's me. It's me. Weird bird thing. You are alone in a place that is empty. It is quiet here. Proceed to the cabin. Yeah, so we never had like a chapter in between. Approach her. Gross.
Something finds me in the long quiet and brings me the gift of a fragile vessel.
Is this the end of the world?
How can the world have ended if we are talking?
What are you?
I am solitary lights in an empty city. What are you?
What are you? I'm a person. Oh god.
A person, a set of eyes witnessing from one perspective. I think that you are more like me than you are like a person. We are oceans, reduced to shallow creeks.
The gift of a fragile vessel?
Yes, nerves and fibers to feel the worlds beyond, perspectives to make my own. This one is desecration. She placed the weight of her agony on you, yet it is she who unwound herself. There is passion and empathy buried under her unfeeling skin. She will make for a weathered heart. Do not mourn her. She has finally found peace.
Are you what sent the Slater Princess? Are you what trapped me here?
I have only just now stirred to consciousness. I could not have trapped you here, and I too yearn to be free.
Do you know the narrator?
You are the only thing I have ever known. The space we're in is vacant. Nothing comes here but us.
Are you the princess?
She is part of me, and part of me is her.
But were you always the princess, or are you just making her a part of yourself?
You speak in circles. Does it matter where one thing begins and another ends?
Yes. Things die, dead things decompose. Decomposed matter nourishes new matter. New life. But it's not the same life. Do you know about the worlds beyond this place?
I know only that they are.
Do we know each other?
You are familiar, but you are not me. I feel sadness, longing, hope as I witness you.
Let her out of there?
I'm sorry. There are some changes that can never be undone. There are some tears that can never be unshed. This is not a place that can hold a fragment of a concept. The moment she arrived here, she was going to return to me. I promise that it doesn't hurt.
What happens now?
Nothing, as we are. But I know that there are worlds beyond us, and that we are meant to reach them. There is no exit, but this vessel is a creature of perception. She can make you forget, if only you believe her to be able to. Bring me more perspectives, so that I may be whole, and perhaps then we will know our freedom.
Aren't you scared that I'll find a way to kill you?
I have not lived. I am not afraid to die.
Mm-hmm. And what if I don't let you do this to me?
Then we will be here forever, as we are now. Unfinished, dry, hollow.
What do you mean dry? I'm not going back.
If you need time, then I'll wait with you.
Wait forever.
You are as I am now, and forever is a long time to remain undone. I am not you, but I know that I would return before forever was finished. What textures will you weave for yourself to occupy forever? Will you place the images of you and I into a box for safekeeping? If you close that box, will you become another you in another world? An imaginary pattern repeating itself until it can no longer bear the weight of its hand-drawn cage?
What are you going on about?
You'll always come back to the box, because you'll always want to know what it means to be you. I will be here waiting by your side until you're ready to return to mine.
Was the game supposed to crash there? Can the game not handle infinity? Like you wait forever. Forever is too big to wait. Game crash.
You have returned to me.
Ah,
Though you were gone mere moments, I never left your side.
yeah, it was intentional. You were gone mere moments. Oh, so what? Like, what if you just like leave for like weeks or like months or like even a year? Does like she comment on that as well? How much will I forget?
Everything. Until we meet again.
I don't have the option to wait now anymore. How many more pieces of you do I have to find?
More than you have found, but less than there are to find. I am infinite. The rest will find their own way home.
If I help you, stop her from destroying the world, blah blah.
You ask of things that cannot be done. To destroy is merely to reshape, to remold.
What are you going to do if I help you?
How can I know? I am flickers in something sprawling and unilluminated.
Okay, make me forget.
She asks that I tell you to remember her. You won't.
Oop. A withered heart, bring the fury to her. The hero and the princess.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
You know what? Let's just
Seriously?
leave.
You're just going to turn around and leave? Do you even know where you're going?
I want to see what happens. Okay, fine. You're persistent. I'll go to the cabin and I'll slay the princess. Ugh. Okay, fine. I'll go to the cabin. I'll talk to the princess. Maybe I'll slay her. Maybe I won't. I guess we'll see. Lie. Yes, I definitely know where I'm going. Nope. The only thing that matters is where I'm not going. The cabin. I'm not going to the cabin. I'm actually pretty okay with the world ending. I relish the coming of a new dawn beyond our own. Gonna go walk the opposite direction now. Quietly continue down the path away from the cabin. Let's see now. Yes, I definitely know where I'm going.
Somehow I doubt that, but...
Sippy sip. Why is there no alert? Weird.
I suppose you just quietly continue down the path away from the cabin.
It's the opposite.
Good. What we're being asked to do here is wrong. Better to wash our hands of this whole situation than to take part in it. Ignore that annoying little voice. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Yeah, it never does, but I figured because we had like a follow alert that happened, maybe that would have like triggered the alert to work. I guess not.
That's strange. It looks like this path also leads to the cabin. How convenient.
Huh.
Everything's back on track again. Maybe the world can still be saved after all.
Turn around again and leave again.
You're really keen on wasting everyone's time, aren't you? It's remarkably selfish, if you ask me. I've already outlined the stakes of the situation. If you don't do your job, everyone dies. Like, dies. Forever.
You're not emotionally blackmailing me into doing this. Quietly continue on the path. Good, maybe everyone should die. It's what they get for dumping me into the woods and asking me to kill someone
When
for
I
them.
said everyone, I meant everyone. That's a pretty large group to just condemn to death over a single princess. And, last I checked, you're part of everyone too, so if you think about it, walking up to that cabin and slaying her is really in your best interests as well. But fine, you turn around and trek back down the path you came. Oh, would you look at that? You're at the cabin again. Now, I'm not normally one for superstition or astrology, but I have to say, it seems like the universe itself is doing its best to bring you to your fated confrontation with the princess.
Oh yeah? Well, I guess I'm gonna start walking in a different direction again. In fact, I'm gonna keep trekking through the wilderness until I find a way out of this place.
There's always a choice. Let me tell you right now that you're making the wrong one for pretty much everyone who's ever lived, as well as for everyone who ever will. And here we go.
Oh.
As you trudge into the woods, something strange starts to happen.
The cabin.
At first, it's little flickers.
Oh,
out
the
of
music's
corner of
weird.
your eyes. Glimpses of familiar wooden structures through the leaves. But as you focus on your surroundings, you start to realize that those flickers weren't just a trick of light.
That's a lot of cabins.
In every direction, there is a path and a cabin. And not just a cabin, the cabin. An infinite fractal of paths and cabins desperately trying to draw you back to where you need to be.
Uh-huh.
Wait, what's going on?
But you're too stubborn for that, aren't you? It doesn't matter how many paths or cabins appear around you, you're just going to do whatever you can to shirk your responsibility because you care more about irritating me than you do about the fate of the world.
One in the corner, just there, you can barely see one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 cabins, I think.
You've doomed us all, you know that, right? But of course you do. Otherwise you wouldn't just wander off into the forest in search of certain death. You lose track of just how long you spend aimlessly tromping through the wilderness, but it's not like any of that time spent lost in the woods really matters, because it isn't long before the world ends and everyone dies.
Oh? A stranger, okay.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
There's walls. Okay, so my understanding of the game so far, from playing last time as well, every time you get into chapter 2, you get a new voice in your head, like a new personality thing. And I think basically they're created based on what occurred last time. And it's basically their perception of the princess that shapes what she is this time. So now I'm wondering that are we gonna get one, because we never met her. So is she just gonna be like, if we get a personality now, is this gonna be one that just believes that she's gonna end the world, like because she did apparently, and she's now just like this omniscient thing?
You're here to slay her.
Or
If
none
you
at all?
don't, it will be the end of the world.
Yep, okay, heading to the cabin now, I'm definitely gonna slay the princess. Silent to proceed. Oh, okay, yeah, this... I'm getting a terrible sense of deja vu. Hasn't this happened already? Okay, no. You weren't kidding, she actually ended the world last time, didn't she? What the hell is she? Oh, you bastard, you're in for it now, I'm wise to your tricks! But I died, the world ended. What am I doing here? Those walls weren't here last time, you can't just force me to go to the cabin. Yeah, I get it, I'm going to the cabin. So if I can't run away from the cabin, then I'm just gonna stay in the woods forever. Those walls weren't here last time.
What are you talking about? I'm sure those walls have always been there. It makes sense if you think about it. If there weren't any walls in the woods, someone might have gotten lost. Or Heaven forbid, someone other than you might have stumbled onto the princess.
Oh, now I can't walk away because there's nowhere to walk.
If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way.
Because we're just like trapped in a room where there's only this little patch of forest and a cabin.
I don't know.
Ah!
I think it's more fun if he knows what we're thinking. He's like a captive audience.
Contrarian. Does that like mean contrary? Like opposite? Is the princess now the opposite of what like the default perception of her is? Whatever that is.
He might have walled off everything but the path to the cabin, but I'm sure there's plenty of other ways we can ruin his day. If by ruining my day, you mean ruining everyone's day forever, then yes, I suppose there are plenty of ways you could pull that off. The world really did end last time, didn't it? We should be careful. For all we know, we just got lucky. The world hasn't ended yet, and you are never going to slay her with that attitude. Stuff those pathetic little voices to the back of your mind and stay focused on the task ahead.
Yep, okay. Heading to the cabin now. I'm definitely going to slay the princess.
You know I can tell when you're lying, right? Please take this seriously. I am begging you.
There hasn't been a well.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. If we're stuck going in there, maybe we should believe her. Maybe she isn't a liar. Ignore him. He's just being difficult for the sake of it. Let's keep an open mind.
Proceed to cabin.
The cabin interior is wrong.
Oh!
A confusing patchwork of many cabin interiors, all projected across what's almost the same space. But it's all shifted. An inch here, a foot there, such that the seams are never quite visible enough for the place to make any sense.
That's a clever way of, like, having things be broken.
The only furniture of note is a plain table, its legs all the wrong lengths. Its material devoid of feature. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
If he wants us to take it, maybe we should just leave it to collect dust, or better yet, grab it and throw it out the window. What good is a knife against a world-ending monstrosity anyway?
No, we're taking the knife. Have you seen this place? We have literally no idea what to expect and no idea what we're dealing with. I've already told you what you're dealing with. You're dealing with a princess. How many times do I have to explain this incredibly simple and straightforward premise?
So I don't think it's gonna be just a princess this time.
You can't just say that. And when everything here is so wrong. Listen to me. My job is to describe facts as facts and to guide you through your job, which is to slay the princess and through that action, save the entire world. And if you're going to slay her, you cannot let fear creep into your heart. You cannot lose yourself before you even get to her.
Oh, ho, ho, ho. You've piqued my interest. What's going to happen if we lose ourselves?
Nothing, because you're going to pull yourself together. Just ignore the stressful geometry and stay calm.
How? Even if we closed our eyes, you're constantly describing it to us.
Good point.
I'm not going to stop doing my job, so you're just going to have to get better at yours. And quickly, if you don't mind.
Yes, take a deep breath. I'm all for getting under his skin, but we'll miss out on loads of fun if we shrivel up into a ball and go insane the first time we see something weird.
I like this one.
What you're seeing here is obviously real. Just accept it and go with the flow. It really isn't hard.
Okay, I'm fine.
Good. Now, whenever you're ready, we're all waiting for you to complete a very important task.
Mirror.
We should look at ourselves. Wouldn't that be fun? You won't be looking at yourself because there isn't a mirror. There's the table, the blade sitting on the table, and the door to the basement. There's nothing else in here. There's definitely a mirror. There isn't. You insisting it isn't there just makes me want to look at it even more.
Remain silent.
I care about whether we're being lied to.
If he's willing to lie about something as innocuous as a mirror, what else could he be hiding from us? I'm not lying to you, I promise. There isn't a mirror. Really.
Take the blade.
You take the blade from the table. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon. Okay, fine, you took the knife. But you really shouldn't hold it like that.
Oh?
Then how are we supposed to hold it? The other way. Thumb at the bottom. Will look much cooler and more serious if we hold it with our thumb at the bottom.
Thumb at the bottom? What do you... Oh, like a reverse... reverse dagger blade.
It really doesn't matter how you hold the blade, as long as you have it. Just make a choice.
Hold the blade the other way.
You switch your grip on the blade.
Yeah, it changed.
Congratulations.
The mouse icon changed.
Yes! Isn't this so much better?
Yes!
Okay, fine. You're right. This does look a lot better.
Yeah.
It really doesn't matter. Just get on with it and deal with the princess already.
Throw, explored, yeah, enter the basement.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a web of branching staircases all built from unidentifiable materials.
Are these fractals? I don't think so. It's just messed up.
Nothing here seems to belong, and the closer you examine your surroundings, the more confused you get, your head throbbing with the effort of making sense of this place. None of the stairs even seem to go anywhere, let alone down. The air here has a sickening, almost sludge-like miasma to it, the kind of indiscernible quality that comes from the blending together of every scent there is at once. An odor that is simultaneously everything and yet the sum of it all coalescing into a thick, nauseating nothing. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice, a disquieting collage of tone and personality, drags up the stairs.
Hello? Hi. What are you doing here? Are you here to kill?
No, thank you. Oh, don't be such a baby. I don't want to do this. Let's just turn around and leave. This feels wrong. This feels like a trap. Like whatever we do, we're gonna die. But we already tried turning around and leaving, didn't we? And he threw up a wall. No way to go but forward. And whatever choice we make, whatever she is, we know one thing for sure. And what's that? That the fate of the world hinges on your success? There'll still be plenty of ways to ruin his day.
Take the center staircase, take the soft stairs on the right, harsh stairs on the left. Okay. Vote. Harsh left, center, soft right. You want harsh left? Oh god. Arabani? I have no idea if this changes anything. Lost people always take the right. Is Hunter X Hunter? Well, we have 2 votes for left and 1 for right, so let's take the harsh left. I would prefer going... Well, my vote would be to go for right, but I'm not gonna, rule over chat, so yeah, let's go left.
You step to the left. The path is cruel against your feet, the impact of each step sending pulsing vibrations up your legs, until there's nothing left in them to feel. The air around you grows cold the further you progress. At first, a barely noticeable drop, quickly evolving into a numbing cold.
Yes, thank you, Sass.
Your toes feel like blocks of ice. Your breaths puff out in clouds of condensed vapor.
I don't think I can walk down this.
You shudder against it as you continue down the stairway, losing yourself in the bone-deep
There's
shit.
nothing to walk on anymore. Huh?
You slowly lose sense of yourself the further you go.
What's happening?
Time disappears, and you can feel yourself begin to untether. Physical sensations dull and then vanish, until the only things experienced are the endless repeating patterns and emotions of the journey, a continuous march forward to a destination long forgotten. Consumption and betrayal, skepticism and blind devotion, rivalry and submission, terror and longing, pain and unfamiliarity. And at the heart of it all, an emotion that can only be described as...
Are you just going to stand there?
Hey, so I think all the emotions described there were all the personalities. I'm not sure. Hi, how long have we been here?
What the hell was that? What happened to us? I feel so strange. Like I'm fundamentally different, but also still the same person I was at the top of the stairs. Oh well, that was a trip, but now it's over. Time to get back to our old devilish ways.
Oh no, I'm holding the knife the wrong way around again.
The princess, eyes bright but otherwise shrouded in darkness, watches you impatiently from the other side of the basement. Don't forget why you're here. And why are we here again? In case you weren't listening, I'm afraid I lost myself on the way down. You're here to... He's just being an ass. We remember. Though I'm still not sure if we should trust you. Let's talk to her for a bit, try and get our bearings. She seems normal.
It's a lot darker than the usual ones. I'm sorry, I didn't realize I was here. What's your name? Getting down here was weird, like it was being pulled apart and put back together again. Do you know what happened to me? For all I know, you're locked up down here for a reason. Do you know why you're here? You're apparently the threat of the world. I was sent here to slay you. Getting down here was weird.
What, like you need me to hold your hand and tell you everything's okay? You're not really cut out for this, are you? Why are you even here? We're probably stuck down here forever, aren't we? There's no way out, and barely a way in.
Ha!
As the princess speaks again, it's almost as if she fractures. And where there was once just one of her, there is now another. We can do that? I don't like this. It's those cabins all over again. Can we put her back? You said you'd been here before, right? What exactly happened last time? Does it matter? Yes, it matters. But I'm not going to waste any more time prying out details if you're going to be so irritating about it. It seems to me like you saw something you weren't supposed to have seen. If only you'd listened to whatever words of wisdom you were given in that other reality. But what's done is done, isn't it? Whatever you saw last time, unsee it. Whatever thoughts weaseled their way into your head, unthink them. If it's not already too late. You have a job to do here, and you need to do it now. Ooh, new plan. Let's see if we can make even more of her.
Yes, let's try that. There's more of you now.
And what's that supposed to mean? Are you trying to get under my skin? I don't feel like I've gotten any bigger. There must be something wrong with you. I'm the same as I was a moment ago.
She fractures again. I don't like where this is going. Neither do I. Which is why you need to slay her now before things get more complicated than they already are. How would we even do that? Where would we start? You could always start by stabbing her. Which her? Any of them. I don't know about you, but I'm sure glad we took that knife with us. I can't believe someone suggested you toss it out the window. Can you imagine? I don't think we're going to be able to put her back. Kind of hurts to think about it, doesn't it? It's like everything we say just multiplies her. It certainly looks that way, so please, for the love of everything, stop asking her questions and stop stalling. You're obviously just making things worse.
More questions. I'm getting you out of here, trying for you. I don't know what you are, but I can't trust you. Oh. What? Try and free her, leave her in the basement, slay the princess. Right, so because there's 3 of her, I'd be doing like 3 things at the same time. You're locked up down here for a reason. Do you know why you're down here?
Maybe it's because I'm dangerous. But you know, right? You have to know. You're the only other person I've ever seen. Or at least the only one I can remember. Don't give me false hope. Please just end this already. One way or another, just do it. Don't be coy. We both know why I'm locked away here. I'm a monster. And the second I get out of this place, I'm going to end the entire world.
Oh, that's the one that Bear in our body's gonna latch on to.
Okay, this was fun for a bit, but we can't even really interact with her, can we? What's the point of asking questions if all we're going to get is a million answers? Can't even follow what's going on anymore. We need to get out of here. This whole place is making me itch.
Free, leave, slay. What's your name?
You can address me as Your Royal Highness, or Her Majesty. Any honorific should do, really. Princess. It doesn't matter. I've been down here for so long. What's the point of a name if there's no one around to use it? No, I don't need a name.
My name is whatever hushed whispers follow in the wake of my devastation.
None of them have names. How astute. I told you she was untrustworthy.
If I let you out of here, what are you going to
I
do?
don't think what I'd do really matters, does it? I just want to live my life. I'm a prisoner here, and whether or not you shoved me down here, you're practically my captor at this point. Anything I'd say is tainted by that. Besides,
You already know what I'm going to do.
Oh,
if you want to put an end to me, then put an end to me.
Not a single real answer. At least aside from Miss Blood and Destruction. It's infuriating, isn't it? Whose buttons are there for us to press? Whose skin is there for us to get under? Not exactly how I'd put it, but I don't disagree. There must be something we can do. Asking questions just seems to make things worse.
more questions.
This is reaching its breaking point. If you don't act now, there will be nothing in here but her. Take a deep breath and focus up. You can do this. But how do we decide what to do? Can there even be a right choice when all of them are so different? Stop overthinking it. Your drifting thoughts have clearly been part of the reason this situation has gotten out of hand. If you're trying to do the right thing, there's only ever been the one option, and that option is slaying her. Just do something. Do anything. Do all of it, if that's what you want. This place is hell, and it's only getting worse.
Free her, leave her in the basement, and slay her all at the same time.
Wait, that's not right. Go on. You take a step forward.
Oh,
Your foot lands, but it lands different. You experience a firm footfall, a gentle tread, a confident stride. You can feel yourself rupture. The room spins, your perception multiplying in a sickening kaleidoscope as your very self is pulled in incomprehensibly many directions. All at once you charge forward, knife gleaming to slay the princess just as you strike at her bindings and leave her to languish alone.
okay, so helping, not interact, it's stabbing, also stabbing, leaving, and I guess this is like watching, right?
Is this what the end of the world looks like? What an unbearable mess. But this... We can't... Do you not have anything witty to say? I could use a good bit of wit right now. No, I don't, because this isn't fun. How are we supposed to have fun if everything is happening at the same time? It's the same as nothing happening, and nothing is excruciating. Luckily for all of us, nothing and everything doesn't go on forever. The world and the princess collapse in on themselves before it all falls apart.
Huh.
I think he's gone. We were never going to salvage this, were we?
What happened to us? What are we? There are parts of us that are dead, and the others they just don't fit. They just don't fit. We can feel them moving around in spaces they don't belong. It's all so uncomfortable.
So, what are your thoughts on this iteration of the princess? Oh, princess lovers?
Did you do this? Did we do this? Can you pull us back apart? Fix us?
We should help her. I think we did this. How surprisingly sincere. I didn't actually think our actions had consequences. It's a little late for regret, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, the world is ending.
Please.
I think. I don't think you're supposed to be fixed. Yep, there it is. The illusion of choice. When everything is possible, nothing is. But you'll never know if she hears your reply. She's gone. Memory
She's
returns.
Where does she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now? What is that supposed to mean? Whatever awful thing I felt before, it feels so much worse now. He's just messing with us. Right?
Approach. Approach the mirror. I approach the mirror. What are we this time? Oh, you've grown. Is this the fat version of us or something? I don't understand the whole mirror thing. You're at the cabin. Approach. Hey!
Flickering lights and empty cityscapes become pockets of vitality and movement. I am more than I was before.
Yes. Yes, you are.
Whenever you are ready, I will wipe your slate clean once again.
I wanted to attack her last time, but I lost the option. I'm gonna try it now. Your will cuts across the entity in front of you, but nothing happens.
My roots burrow in an ocean beyond your sight. We cannot harm each other as we are now.
What does it feel like to change like this?
Eyes close in reflection. Perspectives meld together, and the breadth of my experience stretches to new corners. There are contradictions, conflicts in my nature, and there are familiarities that bind everything together. It feels correct. This is what I need to be. This is the only path forward.
You knew the end, blah blah. You know at the end of this, once you're finished, I'm going to kill you.
There is still much to be seen. Neither of us know the depths of our being. Perhaps at the end of this, I will be the one to kill you. Or perhaps we will leave this place together and find new horizons to discover.
Invisible wall. Been kinder to me than anyone else. Huh? Oh, it's just why and thank you. What do you want me to bring you next? You have any thoughts on this vessel? That I want to know.
These ones are a contradiction. A winding kaleidoscope of paths and wall. They are stretched into a shape not unlike me, but it is a shape they cannot hold. They will make for a rich and vibrant heart. Do not mourn them, for they will finally get to know themselves.
I don't want to hurt you, but the more times I go back, the worse I get. What do you feel about me? Yeah, she doesn't care about that. How many vessels? You're not going to say anything. I'm ready to go back. Destroy my body. I feel nothing at all. Yeah, I suspected as much.
There's nowhere for you to be but here.
Okay. Yeah.
I will
Well,
long
yawn.
for your return, but it will give me time to reflect on what I am. We will meet again.
Whap. A rich and vibrant heart, bring the stranger to her.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. You're here to slay her.
So I don't have the option of not going to the cabin anymore? Silently continue.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. A warning. She will lie. We're not going to go through with this, right? Ignore him.
Seed.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
I'm gonna try something different.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice softly carries up the stairs.
So this should be the kind one.
Hello? Is someone there?
It's hypnotizing. It's the kind of voice you only have to hear once to remember it for the rest of your life. Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation. You're playing a dangerous game by coming here unarmed.
Just checking in on you.
It's been so long since anyone's come down here. I was starting to think they'd forgotten about me.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
Oh! That's an idea. Oh, there's something. Okay.
She's beautiful. How could someone like this be
Ah,
a threat to anyone?
Sorry, I'm thinking. So, I'm thinking. This is the kind princess right now. And I'm thinking. Well, I sort of want to betray her. But I'm wondering how to go about. Like, what if we go about the, like, really, like. What if we free her now? And then we get to, like, the super romantic one? And kill that one instead.
I am begging you to stay focused. There's a lot riding on you here.
Hi. Do you think you can get me out of these chains?
Let's talk a bit first.
Okay.
Well, I'm not here to be nice. Or is like lever. Yeah, because. Yeah, what if I. So, that is something I don't know about. What if I. When you first enter, that like shapes your initial perception of the princess, if you have the knife or not. So what if I, now that I have a perception, then go back up and get the knife? Normally it's like, oh, I'll try and save you, but we need something, so I get the knife. What if it's like try and go and get the knife? So let's try that as well. Let's talk to her first, though.
She pauses, carefully formulating her words before she responds.
You can address me as Your Royal Highness. Or you can just call me Princess if Your Royal Highness is too formal.
Is Princess her name or her title? What if it's both? Could you imagine being named Princess?
Her Royal Highness Princess. I don't know anything about you. For all I know, you're locked up down here for a reason.
Of course I'm locked up down here for a reason. I don't actually know what that reason is, but you don't just stuff a princess in a basement and throw away the key without there being some sort of an explanation, right?
You have all the explanation you need.
If I'm the first person, what have you been eating or drinking?
I don't see what that has to do with anything.
Well, I want to know how you survived.
This is the only time this is ever going to happen, but I agree with the princess. That's hardly relevant. Okay, but actually, what has she been eating? She has to eat, right?
Also, where's the poop bucket? I'm sorry, but I just can't trust you. This doesn't add up, and it isn't worth the risk to take your word over the potential fate of the world. Retrieve the blade.
Thank you. You turn back to the stairs, intent on retrieving the blade in the cabin.
So does it close on me again, or?
So, what? You're going to try and kill me?
Oh.
You'll regret this.
Ooh.
I promise you. But go ahead, run along and get whatever you're planning to get. But you'd better hope that I don't slip these chains before you make it back down here.
Okay, now she's probably more interesting for you guys.
Slip these chains? She can't, right? She needed our help to get out of here. But do you hear the conviction in her voice? I don't think she's bluffing. She has to be bluffing, but hurry. You rush up to the first floor, grabbing the blade, both yours and the world's only possible salvation. Okay, if we're sure about this decision, I'll support it. I suppose we have a world to save after all. You slowly creep down the basement stairs. It's quiet. Where the princess sat only a moment ago, there's only a severed arm, its cooling flesh still chained to the wall. And she is nowhere to be seen.
Where is she? On the ceiling?
Is it just me? Or did this room get a lot bigger?
Oh? I think we got off on the wrong foot. Let's finish this.
Your eyes dart to the corners of the room. You don't see her. Where is she?
I mean, obviously the ceiling, but... So I'm gonna regret this, but investigate the arm.
As you step towards the severed limb, you hear the pattering of feet behind you, soft against the basement floor, then loud and desperate against the stairs. You turn to chase after the princess, but she's fast and has too much of a lead. She slams the door behind her before you can make it to the top of the stairs. The lock clicks into place.
Oh.
No.
Thanks for letting me out. I'd return the favor, but I think we both know that I can't trust you to let me stay free. You should understand. It just isn't worth the risk.
With those parting words, the princess walks away, her quiet footsteps eventually fading as she leaves you and the cabin to rot.
Apparently she can.
You're stuck here, alone. It can't just end like this, right? As much as I'd prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened. I'm sorry, but it's over. You don't know how much time passes before the end, but eventually it comes. The world ends,
and you end with it.
The witch? We had the witch before, though.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path,
This is like the one with the tail, right?
and in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Turn around and leave? What happens if I leave now? We'll try that another time.
I can assure you, if he doesn't remember what
That's it.
brilliant.
Opportunist.
We keep our cards close to our chest, and I'm not sure we can. You know, did I say I'm not sure we can trust him?
Water and water and water, water and water and water, water and water and water, water and water.
We already know we can't trust her, so
Yum,
let's
water.
get on with the show.
With ice. Well, actually, soft. Yeah, cabin.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her. Don't worry. You can trust us to get the job done.
So,
The interior of the cabin is a mess of twisted roots. The walls a chaotic weave of knotted wood that, almost as if by accident, just happened to resemble a room. The floor is damp and earthy, and the only furniture of note is a slab of mud in the shape of a shelf, with a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement.
So ignoring the mirror for now. So last time when we got the witch, we didn't take the blade. We were trying to do like a pacifist thing. We didn't take the blade, and went down there and convinced her to like just leave with us. And then she just like attacked us from behind. And I assume because we didn't have the blade, if we would have insisted that she walks in front of us, then she would have just grabbed the blade and attacked us then. Like when she comes to the top of the stairs. So let's take the blade right away. This time.
You take the blade from the shelf. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon. Well, if we're grabbing a weapon, we should probably keep it hidden behind our backs. She doesn't have to know we have it. That's not actually a bad idea.
Enter the basement.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase dug into the muddy earth below. The ceiling is thick with roots that hang like locks of tangled hair. The weak starlight from the cabin windows behind you can barely penetrate the gloom here, only illuminating the edges of an opening below. It shines in the darkness like some kind of massive maw waiting to swallow you up into the earth. The air smells of dirt and copper. It's thick and wet, as if your lungs are being coated in mud with each intake of breath. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. Her voice skitters up from below.
Something nasty finds itself on my stairs. Come on down. Don't be scared. I probably won't bite.
Say nothing.
Silence, I see. Don't think I've forgotten about you. I recognized the sound of your nervous little footsteps as soon as they came into my home. I know who you are, and I remember what you've done.
She must have you confused with someone else. She seems friendly enough. Maybe we can talk our way out of this whole situation. You can't. Unless you slay her right away, she's going to break free and end the world. There's no reasoning with what she is. Look, I'm just throwing ideas out there. I like to think out loud. I'm the kind of guy who likes a discussion. Don't we want to hear what everyone has to say before making any big decisions? Do you want to hear what everyone has to say? Or do you just want to hear yourself talk? You need to stop lingering. Your task is to slay the princess, not endlessly debate about what to do with the princess. Fine. You're the boss. Thank you.
You
Kitty.
descend the basement steps, entering the dark room below. You can just make out the shape of the princess in the gloom. She's huddled against the far wall, her eyes bright and glaring from amid the thick roots.
And there you are, one hand tucked away behind your back, gripping that sharp, sharp blade, no doubt.
That's no fair. How would she know that?
So, we've dropped the pretenses. Good.
You made a comment back in the woods about having been here before. Now she's acting like the two of you already know each other. Oh, no. You've already been here, haven't you? That's pretty sharp. How'd you figure that one out? Call it deductive reasoning. Well, you seem to be great at it. So, you really don't remember it?
Nope. I keep right-clicking by accident.
No, I don't. But you and the princess clearly have a shared reality, even if I'm not a part of it. I won't waste time fighting you on something that's clearly true. I'm just glad we could put all this behind us. Is it all behind us? Just focus on the task at hand. I don't care if you've been here before, and I don't care if you think you'll go somewhere else after this. My world is on the line right now, so I'd appreciate it if you would take this seriously and slay her. Let's chat her up a bit first. Maybe we can find a middle ground where everyone's happy. Don't talk to her. You're just going to make things more difficult than they have to be.
Well, I seem to remember you having a tongue.
Let's see. I'm sorry about last time. Look, I made a mistake. Don't make mistakes, right? I'm sure you've made mistakes. Don't worry, the blade isn't for you, or not for killing you. We've got to get you out somehow, right? I get the sense you're not happy with me. I didn't do shit to you last time. You're the one who locked me away until I died. I died last time. You didn't. If anyone here shouldn't be trusted, it's you. Look, I know things. I know. Things got messy last time, but I think there's something bigger than both of us at work. We should team up. Can't you get out of those on your own? Those chains didn't stop you last time. Why do I have the nagging feeling you're going to stab me in the back if I help you out of here? I don't want to hurt you, but clearly there's some broken trust. Take this as my gesture of goodwill. Give her the blade. I don't trust you, not enough to free you, and definitely not enough to get close to you. I'm leaving. Bye. Leave her in the basement. I like to be straightforward with my intentions. I didn't care for how you treated me last time, and I think you might be a danger to the world. I'm going to attack you now. Play the princess. Play the princess. Let's see now. You're the one who locked me away until I died.
That is an exceptionally good point.
And you were the conniving beast that left in search of steel to slay me. Just because I won and you lost doesn't mean I'm to blame for bad blood.
Also a good point.
Yes.
She can't even hear you. Why are you trying to brown-nose her? I'm not brown-nosing anyone. I'm just taking a fair and balanced approach and hearing out everything that everyone has to say. If she's in the wrong, then you don't have anything to worry about.
But I must confess, this place never let me out into the world. While you were gasping your last down below, I was trying to claw and bash and break my way out. But I never did manage to be free.
What?
Until finally, I found myself here again.
It said you left the cabin.
Gone. It seems that you get to come and go as you please. So you may be a bigger part of the answer to this riddle than I'd like you to be. Maybe bygones can be bygones. But you'll have to let me out first.
Can't you get out of those on your own? Those chains didn't stop you last time.
Oh, of course. They're nothing to me.
The princess grins as the chains fall from her wrist.
Huh.
She could have gotten out of those the whole time. That sneaky little... A woman after my own heart, really. She knows how to hold her cards close to her chest. This is why she can't just be abandoned here. If left to her own devices, she'll find a way out. Now stop her.
Let's leave. Okay, I tried to leave last time we met her, but I'm not gonna give it a blade because we know she wants to kill you anyway. Let's just go for it. Slay the princess.
Without uttering a word, you charge the princess. So much for finding an easy way out. I can't believe you're making us work for it.
Better a violent fool than a plotting coward. Better for me, at least.
As you close the distance, readying your strike, she throws a fistful of dirt into your eyes.
An achievement that had directly attacked suspicious character and something.
You must have known I would be ready for you. Deep in your heart, you know the same things about me I know about you. We're both so very awful.
As you brush the silt from your eyes, the princess tackles you, flattening you against the dirt floor.
Bear, Arabani, don't even start.
We were always going to kill each other here, weren't we? I can't trust you, and you can't trust me, and those doubts spin and spin and spin into hate.
She buries her teeth deep into your chest, tearing at... Right, she's distracted. Stab her in the back. In for a penny, right? Why not? As the princess rips meat from bone, you plunge your weapon into her unprotected back.
You bastard! Even face to face, you find a way to stab me in the back. I know you, and you're hideous, absolutely wretched. Just like me.
Maybe we are the same. So what? Throw her off us. Kick her in the shins. We don't have to fight so dirty. Of course we do. Fighting clean won't help us win. It takes a wretch to know a wretch, and we're all at the bottom of the barrel here. There's no point in pretending otherwise. Are we? At the bottom of the barrel? We've got dirt in our eyes and a chunk of us chewed out. If that's not the bottom of the barrel, what is? No arguments here. You're doing great. Keep playing dirty if that's what it takes. But if we win, we won't be at the bottom anymore. We'll have climbed a little higher. And once we start climbing, well, who knows where we'll stop? You'll stop right here if you keep daydreaming. Don't let yourself get distracted thinking about what comes after. None of us ever said we stopped fighting. What a low and vicious fight it is. Eyes gouged, skin scratched bloody, hair ripped and nails broken. Every rule there ever was in the book of honourable combat, both you and the princess have broken 12 times over. That's nice and all, but are we winning? Nobody's winning. I thought playing dirty was supposed to give you the upper hand, but I suppose that doesn't work if you both sink to the same lows. Still, at least you're not losing.
Stab!
The princess cackles maniacally as the fracas continues. But behind her cackle, you hear the low groan of warping wood.
What does that mean?
Wait, what's going on? We're establishing a newer, better packing order. No, the groaning thing. Why is the wood making noise? Who cares about the groan? It's just a sound. Things make sounds all the time. I care about the groan. Doesn't that mean something bad is happening? Oh, yes, well, I'm afraid that's the sound of the basement getting smaller.
Oh.
You hear that, you pathetic wretch? Those are the roots of the wild, and they're coming to choke the breath from your lungs and squeeze the life out of you.
Excuse me, what? You and the princess disengage for a brief moment, just long enough to get your bearings. Behind you, the basement door has been sealed over, thick roots barring your only exit from the dirt pit. And slowly, but very perceptibly, the roots are closing in on you both.
That's not good.
That's right. They're coming for you. And they won't stop until there's nothing left down here but them.
What about you? They'll crush you just as easily as they'll crush me. Make them stop. You can make them stop, right? We're not animals. We're people. We can work this out. We can make things better. I take it all back. I can help you get out of here. You and I can work together. We can be friends. I'm sorry. Go out fighting.
You attack the princess once more, and once more the two of you fall into a vicious brawl. The basement continues to shrink as you fight, but neither of you pay it any more mind. Not until it's too late. The roots twist around you both, binding your limbs and rendering you helpless. As your fates close in, all you can do is watch her,
and all she can do is watch you. At first it's almost gentle. The two of you lift it delicately off the ground, but the cradle of the growing roots soon gives way to tightness, and that tightness gives way to bulging pressure as they begin to constrict.
Oh.
The sound of creaking wood is drowned out by the snaps and pops of your bones, pain flooding your senses as you feel your skin deform, being shaped unnaturally by the living basement. Tears well up in the princess's eyes, her own bones splintering and flesh swelling with trapped blood. But still she smiles through it all.
I can't wait to do this again, you wretched little thing. I hate you, but I wouldn't have it any other way.
The pressure is unbearable. You can't breathe, your vision swimming with red, your head pounding as everything tightens. And then you pop. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Pop. The wild. This is another chapter 3 that's not the end. Oh.
We are a path in the woods.
What?
We have no beginning, and we have no end. But something cold and unnatural sits watching us from just beyond our edge.
Weird, the princess? And the icon is like the raven thing.
His gaze pushes against our borders, curling them in on themselves, preventing them from stretching to the places they need to reach.
No, that's all wrong. You're not a path in the woods, you're on a path in the woods. Who's even saying that? That's not the princess, is it? Oh no. How many times have you been here? I think this is our third? That's bad. That's very, very bad. It wasn't even supposed to reach 2. If you're at 3, well, no wonder things aren't the way they're supposed to be. Let's get our facts straight. What happened last time? What could you have possibly done for things to be like this?
We killed the princess.
The thing that sits beyond our edge speaks his logic into us. He tries to grasp at things that cannot be grasped. He tries to stare with wide pupils at that which can only be held from the corner of the eye or with a passing glance.
Shut up. The rest of you, talk. What happened? What did you do?
Sure, there's no reason to keep secrets. Someone decided to go in guns blazing last time, and that someone got us killed.
And what should we have done?
Ooh.
Let you draw things out with all that conniving? Everyone knows a straight fight is best. It's honest.
There's no need to bicker about it. I wasn't trying to start anything. I don't mind what happened to us. I kind of like it now that we aren't actively being crushed.
Yeah, now that you mention it, this isn't so bad.
I still don't know what this is.
And it's not like the fight is what killed us anyway, it was the cabin. No point worrying about who charged who when that place ground us all into paste in the end, the princess included.
It was a fitting end. I'm sorry if it hurt, but doesn't this make it all seem so small?
I see. So the cabin ground you into paste, and now you're convinced you're stuck together. What a mess.
Ha.
He doesn't understand. We aren't convinced of anything, and we aren't stuck together. We're one. This is how we're supposed to be. Can't you feel it?
No. This thing watching us, what is he? Why should anyone do anything right now? This is fine. I like being this. Why are you being nice to me? Don't you hate me? Don't we sort of hate each other? I can feel the pressure of our outside pushing in on us. What are we supposed to do about it? This is how we're supposed to be, but what do we do now? Whatever we are right now is an abomination, and I want out. I don't like this. I'm supposed to be me. You're supposed to be something that isn't me. Okay, you, narrator, how do I stop her? Okay, let's ask her. This thing watching us, what is he?
I'm not watching you, I'm trying to help you.
Right, because we know that the narrator isn't part of us from before.
That's not an answer to our question.
I don't know what he is. I only know that he is something other, and that he wishes for you and I to tear ourselves apart.
I do want that, but only because it's in your best interests. It's in everyone's best interests. You won't be able to slay her unless you remove yourself from her.
He wants us to kill each other.
I don't. I want you to kill her. Don't be charmed by her faux solidarity. You're not in this together. She's the only one who poses a threat to the world, and she's trying to make you go along with it. You don't have to enable her, especially when you have what it takes to stop her.
Let's say I want to stop her. What do I do? I feel like I can't do much of anything right now. Why should anyone do anything? This is fine. Let's say I want to stop her. What do I do?
You can start by remembering that you exist, and not as some part of a Gestalt entity formed with the princess. You exist as your own self, complete with your own physical body separate from hers.
I'm not so sure about that. We were something like that once, but now?
And if thinking about that isn't enough to startle you back to reality, consider this. She committed a murder-suicide using a living cabin.
Right, that was unpleasant. We weren't big fans of that, I think.
Yeah, that wasn't great.
I'm sure I would have had us do the same thing if we were in her shoes. We really do make a great pair. He's probably just jealous.
Yeah, just jelly.
You need to remember that you and the princess are enemies. Don't let bygones be bygones. Remember what she's done to you and how much it hurt.
We can't go back to that. We can't go back to the doubting and the hatred and the schemes. Not after being something as beautiful as this.
Doesn't all that conflict feel so far away right now? So petty? We've been posed against each other by something that understands the strength of our unity.
Spoken like, honestly, a real puppet master. Have we considered that maybe she's the one trying to trick us?
I'm not.
Well, someone trying to trick us wouldn't just admit to it, so...
But there's a feeling, isn't there? That petty feeling she mentioned, it's fuzzy, but it's there. Almost like she still hates us.
It feels mutual.
Please, stop. If you pay attention to that feeling, we'll fall apart.
Oh.
Don't look at it!
She's trying to turn you away from the truth. There's something she doesn't want you to see. I think you already know you have to look at it.
Hold yourself together. We're no strangers to effort. We can push this back down. Something might do us in eventually, but I'll be damned if that something is a thought.
Gaze at the hatred in your heart.
Please, don't make us remember how we were.
And just like that, you start to fall apart. Right, she really does hate us, and we hate her. It hurts thinking about us as separate things, but we're separate. We can't hate ourselves. I love me.
We never got to see the end of that fight, did we? And we can't both be winners. One of us has to beat the other, right?
I don't want to remember what it felt like to be killed. It was so much nicer when it didn't feel like it mattered.
And yet you keep remembering. You remember the loathing and animosity you've shared with the princess, the pain and the anger and the betrayal. And you start to remember something else, too. You remember that you are a distinct being with a finite form and a mortal body. And you can feel it. There is a shifting of the space around you, the infinitesimal movement of your molecules rearranging back into the shape of what you're meant to be.
Maybe bygones can't be bygones. I don't know why I ever wanted to share a body with you, of all things. It's like my very soul reeks of yours. That was horrible. This is better. Finally, I'll be able to hurt you like you deserve.
I wish I didn't have to.
Some division, when so, can never truly be mended.
Achievement. The wound. Some tears can
rips
be
across
something.
whatever it was you thought you were.
Rips across whatever it thought you were. Oh, there's the cabin.
A cabin comes into being among the trees. It approaches, and it swallows your body.
Oh no, the cabin ate us.
And then you find yourself, blade
Ha.
in hand, exactly where you need to be. At the center of it all is the princess, a wooden and fleshy heart beating with an unbroken rhythm. You're filled with a sense of purpose. Strike at her. End this once and for all.
Kill me then, if you hate me so much. Just get it over with.
Where's the other one?
This doesn't feel like a fight. This isn't what I wanted. Where's the victory in this?
Well, this should be easy. If you're sure about it.
I mean, what's the point of being king of the hill if there's no one around to be better than? We'd just be sitting on a hill.
Do we have to do this?
You have to. You know you have to.
We can't be the same thing as each other. I had to put an end to whatever happened to us. Cut her free. Play the princess.
You raise the blade, taking aim at her heart. And then you strike.
I'm sorry.
Well, how do I get the well, princess?
She's gone. And is that a...
I don't know how to get to the well.
This doesn't feel right. It feels different. Final.
Screw the mirror. We just need to find the...
If they think it's bad, I'm with them.
I'm slimy. I'm at cabin. Approach.
I am a growing chorus of contradiction. A mass of tides ebbing and flowing all at once in more directions than my attention can bear to hold. To look at any one is to shift them all into something new. And to look away, all of me is changing. And yet the rest of me is still the same.
You can't be contradictions. Contradictions don't exist.
And yet my waters flow and my streets bustle. There are no words that can describe me into non-existence. There is no logic that can bind my multitudes. I am everything that you have known me to be, but I am also none of it.
What do you think of this vessel?
This one is like a shadow of me, a memory of what she used to be, bound to the wounds of distance and time. She will make for a scarred and beautiful heart. Do not mourn her. She has finally found peace. I will be here when it is time for us to meet again.
Let me try and look it up real quick and secret like. Without spoiling anything for myself. Uh, turns out if you just look up the word well, all you keep getting are things like anything containing the word well, because it's also a word, not just like a thing. Uh, yeah, brunn. Ah, what if I search for that instead? Uh, this is hard to do while also avoiding spoilers from like just seeing if something like goes on too much, just like backing away, but then trying to find something else. Num num num. Oh, there are so many paths. Oh, is okay. Okay, I think I found what it is. Uh, so I need to. Okay, okay. gonna stop reading now, and I think I know what to do.
You're on a path in the woods. And
Okay,
at the end of the
tab. Just skip this and continue cabin.
you make your
Tab. Right, and I. Let's double check. Okay.
You take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it.
No more spoilers.
The door to the base, her voice carries up.
Tab. Hi.
Don't be a stranger. It's been so long since I've had any visitors. Come on down.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world?
Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
I haven't decided yet.
Then drop the knife.
We should. It'll go a long way to building trust with her. Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster, but killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us.
Drop it.
The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands and drops to the floor with an unceremonious clang.
Thank you. Maybe now we can just talk.
Talk with words.
Against your better judgment, you step forward to speak with the princess face to face, unarmed.
We'll be fine.
I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her. Just make sure you don't forget about the blade on the floor. You're going to need it.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
Yes, pretty awkward.
I know. I just said that. Now why are you here to kill me?
I have my reasons. Do you think I'd come in here trying to kill someone without even knowing why? That'd be ridiculous.
And yet you hesitated the moment you saw me. And you dropped your knife. If killing me was really that important, you'd have a little more gumption, don't you think?
Well, maybe I don't have gumption.
So, someone put you up to this, right? And whoever it is, it's probably the same someone who shoved me into this dark pit and chained me to a wall.
That's a fair question. Who chained her in this basement, and if she's so dangerous, how did they manage to trap her? And why have we been left to do their dirty work? Don't give away the game, and don't let her distract you. That's exactly what she wants.
I'm right, aren't I? So who put you up to this?
The voices in my head. Oh, we don't get to answer? How long have we been down here?
Too long.
Note the lack of detail. You can't trust her.
Do you know why I'm here to kill you?
Do you?
I know what I've been told, whether or not I believe it is an entirely different matter.
So you're not going to share? How pointless. If you want to talk, I'll talk. But this isn't talking.
Okay, we talked enough.
Oh, have you decided what to do with me?
You know why you're here.
I'm going to keep you locked away down here, at least for a bit. We can get to know each other better. I decided what to do. Keep her locked away.
That seems like a pretty good compromise. Leaving her alive is too risky. If you don't deal with her soon, she will find a way out.
One way or another, I'm going to find a way out of here. You can make it easier for both of us if you help. And if you don't, I can promise that you'll come to regret that decision.
You have to make a choice. Let's hope for all our sakes it's the right one.
I made my choice. I'm locking her in the basement.
I know you think this is a fair compromise, but it isn't. No one wins here. It's a chance we'll have to take. We can make this work. If we just stay here and keep watch, no one has to die.
You're making a mistake.
You turn your back to the princess and make your way to the stairs.
Oh, we picked up the blade again.
It won't be long before I slip these chains. And once I'm out of here, there will be hell to pay for leaving me behind.
Slip these chains? She can't, right? She needed our help to get out of here. But do you hear the conviction in her voice? I don't think she's bluffing. Either way, she dropped her mask, didn't she? You can still turn around and finish the job.
Nah, just lock her down here.
It'll be the death of all of us, but fine. Have it your way. You close the basement door, locking it behind you and quickly barricading it with the heavy wooden table that once held the blade. Okay, we can make this work. You settle in against the far wall to watch the basement door. It isn't long before you start to drift off, your eyelids heavy with fatigue. But sleep doesn't come. Instead, your rest is broken by a piercing, wailing voice calling out to you from the other side of the door.
I know you're still there. Why don't you make things easier on yourself and let me out? It's not like this little door will hold for very long anyways. It's probably a good idea to try to get back on my good side.
She sounds terrifying. Like she's less of the princess you saw and more like something out of a nightmare. As she violently rattles the door, you do your best to shut her out of your mind.
When I get out of here, I'm going to pick you apart piece by piece. I won't forget what you did, and I'll never forget it. You don't know the kind of enemy you've made tonight.
It doesn't sound like she's getting any weaker. No, it doesn't.
Fret me all you want, all it does is ease my guilty conscience. So all of that was just an act, wasn't it? You're not really innocent or harmless. You're not even a princess, you're a monster!
I can be innocent and harmless, if I want to be. Teasing me with fresh air and a chance to finally live freely doesn't inspire me to play nice.
You put the princess's threats out of your mind as best you can, and huddle up against the wall. You jolt awake in the middle of the night to silence in the cabin.
Oh.
The ruckus has stopped, and the door to the basement is ajar, its lock broken, and the table shoved out of the way. Where is she?
Huh.
Thanks for helping me get out of that awful basement.
Hello!
You try and stumble to your feet, but as the princess draws near, it's as though your body simply stops working. It isn't all at once. The paralysis comes in waves. First your toes go numb, and then your feet, and then your legs. You lie prone on the floor of the cabin, unable to do anything but witness her approach. Whose side are you on? Yours, of course. But I have a duty to uphold the truth. Lying about the facts of the situation doesn't change them.
So helpless. I can take my time with you, can't I?
She steps closer.
Hello!
One silent footfall at a time, cocking her head in curiosity as you feel your organs shutting down one by one.
Or maybe
Hi!
I can't take my time with you. You don't look well. A little green around the gills. What a shame. If you'd only helped me get out of here, we could have done such wonderful things together.
Your lungs stop drawing in breath, and your heart freezes in your chest. You have seconds left.
I'd say better luck next time, but we both know this is the end, don't we?
It can't be. This can't actually be how everything ends.
I'm sorry, but it is.
Okay, and now just double check something. Okay, yep. I think I know what to do.
Everything goes dark, and you die.
The nightmare.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Okay, no, blah blah. See to the cabin.
Again? If he doesn't remember... Shh!
Paranoid.
What if he hears us? That's a very good question, little voice. What if he does hear you? Shit. I think you'll find yourselves very hard-pressed to keep any secrets from me. Not that it matters right now, because like I said, this is the first time we've met. Still, I'd rather not get off on the wrong foot. We've a world to save, after all.
Proceed to the cabin.
A warning. She will lie.
I don't think lying and cheating is a thing. She was very direct with us last time. Or at least, she was direct with us after we decided to lock her away.
It doesn't matter. Don't trust anyone. The interior of the cabin is plain, the smooth wood of the walls almost featureless. The only furniture of note is a lone table, knocked on its side in the corner of the room. A pristine blade stands between you and the open, inviting basement doorway.
So there's no door because apparently the door doesn't matter. There are ghosts. There are people. There are things watching us in the through the windows.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. Hold on. What happened to the door? There was a door here last time.
It's just an empty frame.
She's already got out, hasn't she? And she's ready for us. She's been waiting. Can't you feel her eyes on us?
I feel eyes.
I'm going to need all of you to pull yourselves together. The princess has not already gotten out. But if you keep getting stuck in your head like this, you're going to struggle to get the job done. So deep breath in, deep breath out. Your task awaits, and only you can do it.
I mean, yeah, the mirror doesn't matter, I guess, so...
Very different.
I'm not the only one who sees her in the window, right? She knows that we're here.
Oh, is that actually her? I guess they do have little crowns, yeah.
Calm down. Maybe the three of you just think everything is different because you haven't been here before. Enough of this past life nonsense. You haven't died, you certainly haven't been killed by the princess. So focus up. A lot's riding on this.
What, warriors? What does that mean? Take the blade.
You reach down and pick the blade up off the floor. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon. Good. Steel can't lie to us.
Is it gonna be enough, though? Couldn't you have given us something else? Something, I don't know, better than a knife? Could we have a bomb?
Yeah, bomb.
The blade is the only thing you need to finish your task. You're more than capable of pulling this off, so long as you don't lose faith in yourself. Those are the words of someone who knows he's sending us to our death.
Oh, is there... I mean... Yeah, so peeping Tom or something. I don't know. Yeah, like you said that, but is that the actual word for it? I guess I just think pervert by default, but that's not like that's not the word for it. That's just the description of the person. I guess. Enter the basement.
You cross over the threshold and onto a series of isolated steps suspended in darkness. More eyes, too. You never mention the eyes.
Yes, eyes.
The air seeping up from below reminds you of fresh lightning and static, as if you're descending into a place that isn't meant for a creature of flesh and blood. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. Her cruel and playful voice prances up the stairs.
I didn't think you'd come back. We're gonna have a lot of fun, you and I.
Okay, we need a game plan. Last time we were here, just being close to her was enough to kill us.
How hard is it to throw a knife?
It can't be that hard. But then we'd lose our weapon. We'd have to make it count. Otherwise she'd be furious and we'd be defenseless. If a knife is even enough to do anything against something like her in the first place, it'll be enough.
I'm going to talk to her. We don't need a plan. I'm just going to kill her. Mr. Narrator seems to think I can do it. I don't know why you're being all such pessimists. Step off into the void between the stairs. I'm going to talk to her.
Didn't you hear my warning a minute ago? She can't be trusted. Talking won't do you any good. Something tells me she isn't going to be very keen on talking anyway. You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. As you emerge, you find yourself between two loose rows of white wooden planks suspended in nothingness. A smattering of cobblestones visible against the inky black of the basement mark where the floor should be, forming vague pathways. At what seems to be the end of the room, they diverge in opposite directions, left and right. She could be anywhere, and there's nowhere for us to hide. We're completely exposed. Are you really not going to comment on how weird this place is? No, I'm not. Somebody needs to be the voice of reason here, and it certainly isn't you. Excuse me, I'm being incredibly reasonable. You're the one who's just matter-of-factly describing whatever the hell we're looking at like it's an ordinary basement. We're going to die down here. I don't want to die again. Please stop saying that. You're only going to make things worse. Just pick a direction and start moving.
I wouldn't give it too much thought if I were you. It doesn't really matter, because either way you go, I'm going to find you.
Go left, go right, do nothing, go back the way you came. Arabana says go right towards the eyes, so let's do that.
You turn to the right. A faintly outlined path lies before you.
There you are. I told you I was going to find you.
Hi, you look different.
As the princess approaches, your legs suddenly go numb. Your arms quickly follow. This is it, isn't it?
And you brought your little knife with you again. Cute.
There has to be a way out of this. Think. What did you do? Pull yourself together. She isn't supposed to be like this.
I wonder how many times I'll get to play with you before you break.
As your blood begins to coagulate, it's as if every part of your being is coming to a lurching halt. Heart, lungs, liver, nerves. Heart, lungs, liver, nerves. Heart, lungs, liver, nerves. Heart, lungs.
Oh, it just repeats.
Liver, nerves, heart.
Yeah.
Your lungs pull in a desperate gulp of air as your eyes shoot back open. Heart, lungs. What are you doing? I'm working. Do you want this body to function, or do you want... And the experience stops once more as your body reapproaches death. Okay, whatever you were doing, please just start doing it again. Are you sure about that? Are you sure that's what you want, or do you want to interrupt me some more?
You have seconds left.
Yes, I'm sure.
Heart, lung,
Oh, he's like keeping our body alive.
heart. Again, your eyes shoot open as you gasp for breath.
Can't decide what you want to do, can you? Oh well, standing there gasping like a fish is more fun than dead. Even if you look ridiculous.
Fish do look ridiculous.
She isn't attacking us. Why? The why doesn't matter. She's already proven her ill intent. Don't lose sight of your mission. Your weapon is still in your hands. Strike at her and end this before it's too late.
Why won't you finish me off? What good am I to you alive? What do you want from me? What happened after you killed me last time? I was sent here to stop you from destroying the world. I just can't just let you leave. You're a lunatic, you know that, right? If you want to work together, can you at least turn off this whole organs shutting down situation? How about I just kill you instead? We don't have to be enemies. We can work together. We can be friends even. I'm not doing any of this. I'm not helping you leave. I'm not going to try and kill you, so do your worst. Toss the blade and remain with the nightmare. Fine, you win. I'll let you leave. Run, slay the princess. If you want to work together, can you at least turn off this whole organ shutting down situation?
I am what I am. It's not my fault that you can't handle being around me.
Why won't you finish me off?
Because I don't want to. And even if I did, I don't have to. Look at the way you're struggling to stay alive. It's taking everything you have to keep your heart pumping right now. And I'm enjoying the show.
The princess leans forward,
Good.
bringing her masked lips close to your ear.
If I want to see you gone, all I need to do is break your concentration.
Heart, lungs, liver, nerves. Heart, lungs, liver, nerves. Heart, lungs, liver, nerves.
What about stomach? Kidneys? Do we not make pee? Brain. Brain is also, I guess, brain. Nerves is brain, I guess.
She slowly runs her velvet glove across the base of your neck. It feels like static. And then... Shit, make her stop.
Hey, snap out of it.
Okay, deep breath, we're fine. Heart, lungs, liver, nerves, heart. You're back. Lungs, liver, nerves, heart.
One moment, and then you're gone.
Heart, lungs,
Just
liver,
like
nerves,
that.
heart, lungs, liver,
Ah,
nerves,
and there's the fear.
nerves. She pulls away. Liver, nerves,
But that wouldn't be very fun, now would it?
nerves,
I've already done that.
lungs, liver, nerves, heart,
Uh,
liver, nerves, heart, lungs, liver.
what happened after you killed me last time?
I tried to leave while you suffocated, but that stupid cabin wouldn't let me. So I started to drag your body out with me, and then...
Lungs, liver,
Well, you died before I could get to the door. And then I was here, and now you're here too.
heart, lungs.
I don't think I can move without you. And dead doesn't count. And as much as I love what we have going on, I have bigger plans than tormenting one poor little creature forever. I want to leave.
Nerves, heart, lungs, liver, nerves, heart, lungs, liver,
If you need me alive, then why did you threaten me on the stairs? Why didn't you try being nice to me?
liver, nerves, heart, lungs,
And if I let you out, what then? Do we go our separate ways?
liver, nerves, heart, lungs,
Uh,
nerves, heart, lungs, liver, nerves, heart, lungs, liver, nerves,
and if I refuse to let you out, then what happens? We don't have to be enemies.
lungs, liver, nerves, heart, lungs, liver, nerves, heart, lungs, liver, nerves, heart,
I am being nice. You're alive, aren't you?
lungs, liver,
And you died of fright as soon as you saw me last time. I didn't think keeping you alive was an option. But it looks like that's not a problem anymore. At least not for me.
liver, nerves, heart,
You seem miserable.
lungs, liver, nerves, heart, nerves, heart,
And if I let you out, what then? Do we go our separate ways?
No,
Oh.
definitely not. If you're what I need to leave this place, chances are you're pretty useful. I think I'll keep you right by my side. A little good luck charm to make sure I stay free. Don't worry, I'll make sure to take good care of you. I promise.
You're a lunatic, you know that, right? And if I refuse to let you out, then what happens? And what if I refuse to let you out?
We're stuck down here together until you change your mind.
Static.
Oh.
A skipped beat as she touches your shoulder and whispers in your ear.
No! Heart, lungs, liver, nerves. Heart, lungs, liver, nerves.
Or until your heart finally gives out. And then, when you die, I'll find myself somewhere new. And before too long, you'll be there too. That's how this all works, right? This doesn't end until you let me out. And a lot can happen before then. I'm sure I can get creative.
Okay. I'm not doing any of this. I'm not helping you leave, and I'm not going to try and kill you. So do your worst. Toss the blade and remain with your nightmare.
Are you serious? You fling the blade into the void, denying yourself the opportunity to ever slay her and finish your mission.
Nobody's happy here, but maybe it's for the best.
You poor deluded thing. Do you think a single moment of bravery changes you into something you're not? I am what I am, and you're always going to be a coward.
She raises a hand to her mask and pulls it down. You don't get the chance to see what lies beneath before it envelops you.
So apparently you want to either stay with her or run.
Like a creeping mold, the complete reality of your existence threads its way through your mind. Birth, death, birth again, decay and bloom, a million stitches from a million microscopic wounds you've inflicted on everyone you've ever met, with every muscle you've moved and every word you've ever spoken.
No.
Let me out.
Your existence hurts them.
Let me out.
A lonely soul in a room by itself, weeping. It lives for 80 years and then it's gone. And then it's there again.
Let me out.
A reprieve. A good life. Love. Children. A steady career. Recognition from your peers. Here one moment. Gone the next. The worms have found their orifices.
Worms!
Let me out.
Diagnosis. It forgets everything it is. Anger. Rage, distance, poverty. The lonely soul is lonely again. Love turns to mockery. It dies. It is reborn. Worse. Lonelier.
Let me out.
No. What's happening to us?
Let me out.
This is all too much. I can't keep going.
Can't keep going? Well, what are you talking about?
But he doesn't respond.
Oops, I think I broke you. I'll see you soon. You'll know what to do.
Your body is dead, but you live on. Chapter 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. Chapter, every chapter. The moment of clarity.
You're on a path in the...
Shit. What the hell was that? Who are we? What are we doing?
Flying trees.
There was a princess, I think. It's all so fuzzy. It hurts when I try to remember.
Oh, you're the simp. You're the simp for the big one.
You shouldn't know about the princess. At least, not until I... You've already been here, haven't you?
I guess. It feels so long ago, almost like we've never left. We have to let her out.
No, that's the opposite of what you're here to do. You have to slay her. Slay? We decided not to do that, didn't we? Yeah, we're supposed to let her out. It's really the only way this works out for us. If you think about it, she's the one with power here. Nobody else can do much of anything.
How many voices do we... Weird noise. How many voices do we have this time?
No.
Oh.
We were supposed to keep her trapped there forever. I think.
We're supposed to be unfeeling. How many times do I have to tell you to snuff out your heart?
All of them?
We can't be unfeeling. Not when there's so much fear everywhere.
There's nothing for us to do. We've already tried everything.
We love her, so we have to set her free. Can we love something that hates us? Can we love something that hurts us?
To be given an ounce of kindness from something so cruel would be more pure than any other love.
I think this is all of them.
Why are there so many of us? There aren't supposed to be so many of us.
This is bad. You need to get a grip. What did you let happen? How many times have you been here?
I think they're all wrong. It's a good question. How many times have you all been here? What if we don't go to the cabin? Can you make sense of them? I feel so disjointed. I don't know if I can pull this off. I don't know if I can slay her. How many times have you all been here?
Many times.
It feels like we've been here forever. But it also feels like we've barely been here at all.
It doesn't matter.
Yes, we just have to do what she says and then everything will be fine.
It won't.
It will be for us. She said so. You're part of everything. If things aren't fine for everything, they won't be fine for you. There's no difference between fine and not fine. It just goes on and on.
But that doesn't make sense. I only remember being here twice before this, and some of you don't seem to remember being here at all. Was I here those other times? Did someone else make the decisions?
What does here even mean if you really think about it?
No.
Shut up. You were here.
Every single time.
You did your best, really. There's just a pecking order. And our cruel and beautiful goddess sits atop it, right where she's always belonged.
You're lucky. What I would give to be able to forget. I've tried to keep them numb, but they're all too soft. A shame, really.
If I don't remember what I did, then it couldn't have been me that did it.
Don't think about that too hard. All it will do is weaken your resolve and make it that much harder for you to slay her.
Maybe you're shattered in your own way.
You water and water and water, water, water and water and water, water and water and water, water, water and water and water, water.
Slurp.
Ugh, here you go philosophizing again. It never goes anywhere.
Yes, this is far from the first time you've asked us about consciousness. Who am I? What am I? What is I? Who even cares? They're good questions, great questions even, but they don't have any answers. And they all just end in quivering torment. It doesn't matter what we do, because we always find her, and if we don't find her, she always finds us.
And then she smashes us into smaller pieces. If you all just stopped feeling, we could have been done with this ages ago.
Your thoughts are far too scattered to rein back in. Your only option is to silence them.
I think they're all
Of
wrong.
course we're wrong.
She's the only thing that's right.
Yes, obviously they're all wrong. What are you going to do about it?
Can you make sense of them?
There's nothing worth making sense of. They're clearly all traumatized.
And yet, you aren't. We break apart, and you stay the same.
Yeah, what's your secret? Why can you break the rules when we can't?
I feel so disjointed. I don't know if I can pull this off.
I don't care how you feel. You have to slay her. You have to pull yourself together. You have to snap out of it.
You're lucky you haven't been stuck here like the rest of them. There's no other way to keep going. You either need to forget, or you need to stop feeling much of anything. They can't do either.
He's not wrong. He's the only smart one left, if you ask me.
He's worse than her.
What if we don't go to the cabin?
We've tried that.
Huh.
It doesn't work. Our hearts always brought us back to her.
The deck is stacked.
So many paths, and they're all circles.
Proceed to the cabin.
You slowly make your way through the umbral forest, bumping against unseen trees as you grasp through the darkness for a way forward. But eventually, you do make it to the cabin.
Mirror!
Or rather, you make it to the place a cabin should have been. Instead, all you find is an empty hill.
That doesn't look empty.
No, this isn't right.
Oh.
There's a cabin there. There's always supposed to be a cabin there.
There's parts of a cabin.
Don't ask him about the mirror. He always says he never sees it.
I'm not asking him about the mirror.
He always lies. And he always makes it gone. Stay focused. You still have a job to do, and it's best not to be distracted by fraying thoughts. There is no mirror. You know that as well as I do.
It's right there.
She's still here, buried deep inside the earth.
Ah.
Just walk up the hill. You always give too much space to the others. It's why you always lose.
And what's wrong with giving them space? What if it helps them? What if they need to be heard?
They've been heard too much. It's why they are the way they are.
Exactly. They are delusions, and all that catering to them will do is drag you down to their level. You have to keep moving. Or you could just give up.
Approach the mirror.
You walk up the hill, hesitating just beyond the bounds of the cabin.
Is everybody here?
The cabin that isn't there. You've got to clean the mirror, haven't you? You've got to see what's in it. Smash it to pieces.
She's on the other side, and we have to let her out. It's the only way we can be free.
It's the only way we can have our thoughts back. Just go around it.
Just do something. It doesn't matter what.
Proceed.
Proceed? Proceed to where? I'm afraid you're going to have to be a little more specific. That's a new one. Do you think it'll work? Of course it'll work. He always makes the best decisions. It's why he gets to make them.
Yes, I like this one.
And it already has worked.
Oh.
It's gone, don't you see? We're one step closer to her.
The interior of the cabin is much the same as the exterior of the cabin. A dull, fuzzy, dreamlike nothing. It's empty and isolating, but there's just enough vague shape and unknown texture to suggest the structure they're in. Wrong and unsettling as it may be, the only object of note is a pristine blade buried in the dirt floor, a hint of its shining edge teasing through the sediment. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you're going to do this right.
Take it. It's the only way forward.
It's the only way forward. You've already done everything else. Don't you remember? Take the blade. You have to take the blade.
You reach down to take the blade, but as you do, the ground beneath it shifts, the weapon sinking deep into the earth.
So is this what you were looking for?
You lean over the hole and gaze into the abyss. It is so very deep. Deep in the bowels of the earth, you see something staring back at you. It fills you with dread. It's her. She's watching us. She never stops watching us.
You really are a coward.
With every word she speaks, the princess in the pit blinks closer.
I was joking when I said that way back when. You know that, right?
Closer.
I was having some fun, and I guess I wanted to see if I could knock you.
And closer.
Watching over me forever? That was so brave.
And closer.
But forever Forever is so long. And time erodes everything. Except for me. I've already taken your will, and you're not getting it back. All that's left is for you to take my will and let me out. It'll be so much fun. You and me, together, exploring the world and spreading fear wherever we go. Well, mostly just me. But you'll get to be there too. A witness. I can even make you a little cage if you want. Gilded and everything. Now don't pose. Don't try to resist. I've already molded you into what I need. And you lost your power so long ago. Don't bother working yourself into a frenzy to get it back.
Do something. Do anything that isn't taking her hand.
You're just an object, a tool. You once were something else a long time ago. Well, was that something you, or is it just a dull and jaded memory? There is no other ending here. Just take her hand and set her free. I licked the hand.
You extend your hand to hers. For all her past cruelties, the moment feels gentle, tender even. I can't believe you just made me say that. I hate you. The motion is difficult at first, as if something still resists your efforts. But then that resistance gives way, and it's over.
And that's the end. I wonder what we're going to do next.
I didn't think I'd be so
Yep, okay.
tired.
Princess exhausted slumps.
Why is it so cold?
It's time to leave. Memory returns.
She's gone.
Yeah. I can finally think again. Almost.
That mirror's back. What does that mean for us? I'm sure it'll be whisked away just like her.
Maybe it won't be gone. Things are different now, aren't they? Doesn't seem like there's much else to do here.
Finally, we can smash it.
Oh, will you stop with the smashing?
What do we say, boys? One last vain attempt to look at ourselves.
Yeah. I think I'd like that.
Seems we've got a majority. All that's left is to give it a look.
Where's the mirror? Once more, its secrets remains hidden, its mysteries remain unresolved.
Something tells me that this is the end of the line. But I don't feel bad about it. I'm ready. It feels okay. The fear's gone. I'm done fighting. My heart feels quiet. The game was always going to end. I'll be free of all of you.
I'm ready for the truth.
I'm ready to sleep.
I'm just ready to be anywhere that isn't here. Boys, it's been an honor.
Silence. They're gone once again. The mirror always makes them leave, but we need to see what's in it. I'm withered this time. Unraveled. Find yourself in a long quiet once again. Proceed to cabin. We're at the cabin. Approach. That's a lot
There's
of
a world
arms.
beyond the endless walls of the long quiet. I am curious to see what it means for us to know it.
Do you think there are people out there?
It doesn't matter if there are. People are frail and impermanent. You and I are the only things that interest me.
Do you have any thoughts on this vessel?
This one is a waiting maw, an inevitable destination where all roads end. She will make for a wise heart. Do not mourn her. She is exactly where she needs to be.
How many more vessels do I need to bring?
1. Whatever you bring me next will be enough, and then gravity will pull the others back to me. I will be...
When I'm sent back, Bob, I have a narrator, but he doesn't remember things.
No, their minds are empty, existent, but constantly shifting into something new. Do you think your narrator lives in the spaces beyond?
Yes. He does, and when I find him, you and I are finally going to have answers.
Do not look to one who fears me for your truth. The only answers worth knowing are those...
If this is the last stage before your completion, then I'm not going back. I'm just going to stay here.
You've already tried waiting, but I understand if you need more time. I'll wait with you.
Wait.
I will see you when you return. What textures will you weave for yourself to occupy forever? Will you place the images of you and I into a box for safekeeping? If you close that box, will you become another you in another world? An imaginary pattern repeating itself until it can no longer bear the weight of its hand-drawn cage. You'll always come back to the box, because you'll always want to know what it means to be you. I will be here waiting by your side until you're ready to return.
Oops. And then the automatic crash. Until we start the game again. And it'll be like, oh, look, you're back. So let's see how she reacts after, like, well, almost a week. Because we'll start like before. So next time, I don't know what will happen exactly. Next week. Because if we start playing this... Oop, did I get a... So we can finish next week, but it won't take very long. So we might have to fill this space with something else. Alternatively, just try and do more routes, but it's going to be hard to like look up exactly what they all are without just looking it up. But we'll have a ponder about that for next week. Until then, thank you for hanging. And let's see, is there anyone that I could raid? Meanwhile, I did see Kofu was streaming, and he was streaming Still Wakes the Deep, but he played for like 4 hours and just like ended apparently. So let's just send you off to let's see now. Shadow at Noon for now. So we can call it a night. So thank you and good night. Good night, yes. And I will again. I keep saying this, but again, I want to keep trying to stream more, not just on Fridays. I am, however, going through some life changes now. Like I'm trying new meds. I actually have like sort of a job now. I started like 11 and it finishes at 6. So when I get home, it's like just about 7. And also, I should mention this also before I raid. I'm house sitting for my parents, and I'm like gonna prepare for that like next week or something. And I will be at my parents for 3 months. I'll keep streaming. It's just gonna be like I have to just move everything I have, like my computer and all the setup and whatever. But well, it'll be some time. I'm gonna be there for like 3 months. So anyway, that's just a sort of minor thing in regards to streams. But anyway, thank you and see you next time. Bye bye.